Okay, I think I might be live. Okay, I am live. Let me call John again. How's it going, everyone? Oh. I thought I should be able to see chat from in OBS, but I'm not sure where. Got it pulled up over here on my other screen. We're live, Mason, I think. Trying to get this sorted out still. Trying to call John, too. Let me see if he's still live. Sorry, everyone. Thanks for bearing with me while I get everything sorted out, getting my chat figured out, and it's just a different look and a different feel than StreamYard. Yeah, John still is live. I just messaged him.
Hello?
There he is. There's John.
Alright, I didn't get a notification sound. Also, I need to...
Yeah, my Discord was muted. I guess it was in streamer mode. I didn't know that was a thing, but I couldn't hear that I was even calling you.
Yeah, it's weird. I also can't see you.
I think I just did a voice call. I don't know that my internet will like streaming to you through Discord and streaming to YouTube. It's probably gonna... Yeah, I'm probably stuck to just voice.
Okay.
My download is fine. My download is like, I mean, it's pitiful compared to real internet, but it's like 15 down and then like 1 up. Like right now, I have
15 what?
15 megabytes down, megabits per second.
And then, oh goodness, I don't know how you're streaming at all.
Like in the bottom right, what does yours say? Where it's green, and then to the right of it, it says what your bitrate is in OBS.
Oh, yeah, my bitrate is 5200.
Yeah, mine's 1108.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the default settings for OBS are like assuming you have first world internet, but
yeah,
DSL in the woods doesn't really hold up to that. So I had to lower my bitrate range is like 1,000 to 1,500 because that's kind of where I live.
Okay.
Okay. Good enough to barely. Yeah, that upload is yikes. Let me know, everyone. I took a risk. I had it set to 480p, and I took a risk, and I went for 720. I don't think I can change that midstream now. Hopefully, the 720 is coming through relatively fine.
All right. Well, this will be a little janky co-stream. I can watch your live 30 seconds behind, or however long behind it is from you, but at least I can read your chat.
Yeah, I have no idea. Your mic is probably coming through just because my speakers are probably going to get picked up by my mic a little bit. There's probably like a proper way to port that through, but I don't know how to do it. Can you guys hear John?
All right. I think I got you at a good level on mine.
Okay.
I might end up just like stopping mine though. But we'll see.
Very, very rough first stream, but it's happening, so that's something, right?
Yeah, I bought like a legit gaming streaming computer, I don't know, 5 years ago now for like, $4,000 or $5,000. And I don't live in the woods, so I have a whole like 2 screens set up, nice, all that stuff.
My hardware is good. I'm limited by my internet. Like, I didn't spend that much, but I spent like a little under $2,000. I got 2 monitors. I've got way too much computer for like the eBay surfing and old school RuneScape I play. But yeah,
that's typical.
When you my bottleneck is most certainly the DSL internet.
You're gonna have to dig and get your own fiber internet, lay it down yourself.
I was actually, it's funny, the video Rusty posted from Charlotte on his thing, him and I at the very start of it, we were just talking about internet, and like I could pay some ungodly amount of money to get them to come a mile to me.
Yeah.
Because they're at the main road like a mile away, but it's like tens of thousands of dollars.
Jesus.
I should be able to add an audio output source on OBS for Discord.
I'm gonna run and get my food real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, P. Bali. I thought about that, and I was playing around with that yesterday because I was talking to Ernesto. Shout out Ernesto, who made the thumbnail for today and for Monday's video. The only issue is for me to hear John, I need my speakers on, and then for you guys to hear John, ideally, it would be by adding an OBS source for Discord's audio, but then you guys would hear him twice, right? Through my speakers and through the source? Or no? Yeah. With all the money I'm making off Scream promos, I can afford it. They have done right by me. That's why I figured it would be a very fitting thing to have started. Yeah, Kev K. So my first ever live stream I did with StreamYard, which I do really like StreamYard, but I think OBS is like next level, how the professionals do it. So I wanted to try to make that leap there. Monday, the video that was on my channel, that was the first one that I've ever done with OBS, where I had a face cam and like the desk cam. Nice thing about that is, well, I don't know why people would want to see my face, but I've had a couple people suggest that, hey, when you do your return videos, have a second camera for you. I used to just do it with my cell phone. Worse audio, worse video. This is the ideal way to go for everything if possible. Yeah, we came to troubleshoot with Dan cracking his next week, folks. No, I definitely do. I have a lot of slabs. I'm going to be constantly like leaning off screen. So many random cards that like, I don't know if I'm going to regrade them, but I'm just not going to sell this at an 8.5. I'd rather have it, look at that swirl. I'd rather have this to sell as a near mint card on Troll and Toad. I think it would do better than selling it as an 8.5 hollow. So some of these just need to be freed regardless. And some of them I'll have to look closer and see if they're actually worth potentially PSA or CGC. Again, let me get these things closer.
All right, I'm back.
I just had to get my I had to get my shoe boxes closer to me so I could crack stuff.
Yeah, I cracked a few things yesterday. I've been going through a bunch of my storage boxes that I have, and I just found a box of like 6s and 7s that weren't 6s and 7s, so I cracked them all yesterday. And then I found just like a bunch of random singles. I found a Japanese Game Boy, the trading card game, and it had the Dragonite in it. The promo.
Nice.
So I found some nice fun things today.
Like some of these, like this Aerodactyl. The thing is, it's got the silvering. It's a CGC 9. It's got some silvering, and then it's got overall the back is like, and I can't even show it. Like, it's so hard to show cards in plastic. Like, how do you show it without having your face reflection in it?
Yeah.
Or your lights? Like,
silvering has always been a buy the greater thing for me. I've gotten 10s with like the worst silvering, and then I've also gotten 6s with silvering. So it's just like based on the grader. Like, do they know Pokemon? Will they give that stuff a good or bad grade? Like, you just don't know.
yeah, like this Aerodactyl here, I feel like it has a 50-50 shot between 9-10. If you look at its CGC subgrades, it's got a 9.5 average. It's got just under a 9.5 average. It's got 2 9s, a 9.5, and a 10. But as far as, do I crack this and pay $18? I don't even know what that goes for in a 10. Probably
$100 probably.
Yeah, it's not even.
All right, I'm gonna end my stream because I'm just eating food and watching your stream. So I'll hang out, but I'm just gonna end mine. So everyone that's left here, go over to Catch 'em All Collectibles.
Appreciate it.
All the 8 people that left.
Yeah, it looks like the last PSA 10 sale. I mean, it's a several $100. It would be upcharged if it hit the 10. And then PSA 9. PSA 9 is like $150. So if it hits the 9, I'm not getting upcharged. I only get upcharged if it hits the 10. My part of my thinking is like, if I grade 100 of these things, the ones that, obviously, if it's an 8.5, it's easy, because like I'd rather just have a PSA 8 or a PSA 9 than a CGC 8.5. But going from a 9 to a 9 kind of sucks. But as long as you get enough percentage of 10s to pay for that wasted fee, kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even going from 9 to 9, the liquidity is definitely better, generally speaking, in a PSA 9.
Much better.
So like that card's probably going to get freed.
The all the Topps Chrome that I have that graded incredibly well. I feel like I need to crack out some. Like, I got a 9.5 Charmander. Sparkle Charmander. And like I you can't see anything wrong with it in the case, but I'm so scared that PSA will just throw a random grade on it. Like, give it a 7.
Yeah, they'll find some. They'll give it a 6 somehow.
Yeah, I don't know how they grade that stuff. But.
Like this Magneton, again, I don't know if I'll be able to show it, but it does have whitening there. I've seen 10s with that much whitening. It's a CGC 8, no subs. It's probably a PSA 8. It's got whitening all around the back. Again, I mean, 10s exist with this much whitening. 9s do too. Like this is not going to be a PSA 7. It's not going to downgrade. So this is almost worth $18 though. It's going to get upcharged. Even in a PSA 8, I think it's over $200. So
they won't upcharge it, dude.
Maybe they won't.
How often have you been upcharged?
Almost every sub.
Wow.
I did 500. My screams almost always get caught. Every single sub I've sent out the last 2 years has had some amount of screams. And like Psyduck in a 10 is like, for a while it was like $800. I think it's still over 500. That one always gets caught. Eevee sometimes, Rowlet not anymore. Articuno. This one has a 7.5 corners. Like, what happened to this one?
I graded 2 trophy Pikas that got 9s, a number 1 and a number 3 at the $300 tier, and did not get upcharged.
That's crazy. What's the $300 tier give you? Like $5,000?
I don't know.
I think it's a $5,000 limit. But yeah, this Articuno, like, to me, this is probably, it's gonna be at least a PSA 8. It got that 7.5 corner because of that weird white cut. Like, that's not damage. That's just weird factory
Extra cut.
Yeah, it's like a really bad. That's when they were cutting with the rusty blades.
Yeah, 300 is $5,000.
So they didn't upcharge a 5-figure card.
Yeah, or possibly 6.
It's got a couple print lines though too. That one's probably gonna go into the crack pile. Time becomes the gamble in this situation, if anything. Definitely. Cards like this, I'm not too worried that the prices are gonna be really bad. Like 6 months from now, I don't think this card is gonna drop 50%. If you're sending a bunch of Moonbreons, if you're sending something like that, I gotta shift my camera some. Those ones you can definitely get in trouble. Sending at $18 thinking, hey, all these PSA 10s are gonna be $500, $700, and then the PSA 10s might be $200 in 6 months to 12 months, and you may as well just sold them raw today to people who would have tried grading them and then done poorly. Oops.
Or even grading with CGC and getting it back faster.
Yeah.
That's still a gamble, but
yeah, the whole I've been saying grading optimization or slab optimization a lot lately. It's just there's so many moving parts because you have the fee that you're paying and when you're getting it back, you're having what does the market do in that time. At its core though, like, it's such a frustrating concept. It's a frustrating concept that this card, like, no one buys the card, everyone buys the slab to grade. So this card raw versus this card in this CGC 9 case versus this card in a PSA 9 case, there's 3 different prices there. And then if you submit it 10 times to each grading company, I mean, this could be a CGC 8.5 to a CGC 9.5, depending on the day, probably. And it could be a PSA 8 to a PSA 10, depending on the day.
yeah.
It's kind of maddening when you really think about it. Like, the back of this one, back is a little OC, but like, I'm going around the whole edge, really not much whitening, nice corners. Articuno PSA 9 might get me upcharged. A little bit of silvering. I don't see any print lines. I think this one is from the box break I did on my channel. One of my first videos. Probably has 50 views.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Let me see what that goes for.
There's so many cards that in PSA 9 that deserve or could get a PSA 10. And I just hate cracking them.
I hate it too because I hate giving I hate giving CGC. I probably gave CGC 15 or 20 bucks because I probably didn't send this at the lowest level and I paid for subgrades. And then I'm going to crack it out and give PSA another 20 bucks or so. But like, to sell this card today in its current state, it's a $300 card, and then if I hit the 10, it's like thousands.
Yeah.
It's 300 in PSA 9, so it's probably less than CGC 9 a little bit. And to look at some of the other things that I don't have more of these. I have these too. I don't really have more of these. Like, they're not coming in every day mint. I can go to buy right now. They're going to be a lot more than they were when I was first buying them. But like, you can buy this card still on Buy for $100, 150 bucks.
Which one?
Scream Psyduck.
Oh.
And in a PSA 9, it's a couple $100, 150, 200 bucks. And in a PSA 10, it's like $500-$600. Why would I sell a PSA 9 or a CGC 9 Articuno for $300 when I can just sell this card for $600 in PSA 10? Like that's why I don't have this card listed. That's why I really don't sell any WotC first edition holos unless they're in 10s, and then I just buy more CGC 8s to 9.5s.
Well, that's like the point we're getting to, right? Yeah, I feel like you can buy those in a CGC 9 or PSA 9 slab every day, all day long.
The Articunos?
Yeah.
Let me see what a CGC 8 goes for.
So many people have graded them. And it no longer makes sense, and it hasn't made sense for a long time to open packs. So you're not going to be buying them raw.
Yeah, like you can buy it now. You can buy it now. This smart card for there's 4 of them listed, 3 of them listed between 170 and 200. And like the heavy, like this is very like this is pack fresh. It's probably one that I opened myself at some point. Like heavy packs, I sell heavy packs too cheap, and I'm getting $500 a piece for a fossil.
Yeah,
like the raw mint card is not reproducible cheaply. That's why I just sell. I sell my ultra modern. I sell the things that are replicable, the things that you can replace. Like
how do you get to that point then where you could just do that, where you have suppliers and you know where to go? I mean, you have distributors, or a distributor, so you're able to get those theme deck crystal shard hollows and promos.
Yeah,
and grade those, sell those at a ridiculously low price.
And some of those have come down a ton, but like they're still selling for too much in my mind. Like when Vivid Voltage came out, it was hype because the pre-release promos were crazy. I went out and I bought a bunch of staff packs because it had Lugia, Snorlax, Charizard, and then Donphin was the weak one. But I bought like all the build and battle kits I could. In some respects, you might have been better just keeping the build and battle deck sealed and selling that sealed. But PSA 10 pre-release Charizards from Vivid Voltage, I think I just sold my last one finally. I probably had 40 of them. Sold them all for like anywhere between 150 to 200 plus bucks. And that's what these cards are going for. Like, this one's probably more Dragonite.
Yeah, that makes no sense at all.
No, it's kind of maddening, kind of crazy. Like, let's see this Dragonite. It's got an 8 surface, so it's probably got a print line or a scratch on the hollow. It does have a couple hollow scratches. But to me, like, I'd rather have a PSA 8 than a CGC 8.5. As far as like, I think the market will liquidity and price, like, it's just gonna go. It's going to go quicker. But again, if it grades a PSA 9, PSA 8, I'm just going to hold on to it and see if the market maybe values it more down the line.
Is that an old grade? That's an 8.5 era?
Yeah, this is 3.8. I think this is my whole box break right here from Fossil.
They just gave everything at 8.5 and
pretty much.
The worst grade on every card was surface.
Yeah. Like I feel like I could crack these 8 cards. There's 9 right here, so there must be 3 more somewhere else from the same box break. I could crack these, send them no subgrades to CGC, and I'm gonna go from like 8s to 9s to 8, maybe 1 or 2 8.5s, and then a couple 9.5s. At CGC, none of these are 10s, but at PSA, some of these are gonna be 10s. I'm probably just gonna crack this whole box break.
Are you gonna do that? Are you gonna send some to CGC or all the PSA?
Almost all the PSA, but maybe not WotC first hollows, but I have some amount of stuff that's probably worthy of going to CGC again. I'm probably. Did you crack any on stream? I didn't watch your video yesterday.
Yeah.
How'd they go? Smooth?
Yeah. I got this new. I found this new like flyer thing that I got at the hardware store, and it takes the corners off perfect.
Do you take one corner off, or do you do?
I do the top 2 corners, and then I take a butter knife.
You got to upgrade your butter knife to a flat screwdriver, I think.
No, I used to do that, but the butter knife is great because it's thinner, but also wider. So when you turn it, you can open up the case more. And the screwdriver, I've had more times with that where while I'm trying to get in, I just like I slip right through and I hit the card.
It's funny. Like, I've not cracked a million slabs by any means. I've probably cracked 100-ish, but in the next couple weeks or months, I'm going to be cracking more than I've ever cracked before. And the one time I recorded me cracking 3 slabs for YouTube, it was like the worst cracks I'd ever done. Here are my tools of the trade. A nice rusty old pair of cutting pliers. What kind of brand have we got? Companion brand. That's probably like $3 at Lowe's. And then nice Stanley screwdriver.
Yeah, I used to always use the screwdriver, but then I like the butter knife. It's obviously not as sturdy. It's like, but it works.
Ready to? I'm going right for Dragonite too. Like, I'm not messing around. I probably should I probably should start with like Aerodactyl.
Yes, start with Aerodactyl, please.
Nah, I'm going right for Dragonite.
I was like, yeah, I had a Charizard. I'm like, yeah, I'm going straight for Charizard. And then I was like, never mind. I'll do the unlimited Dark Alakazam.
One thing I'm not doing right now too is like having them in this sleeve is probably smart too. Like, have it in this sleeve and then in like a gallon Ziploc bag, just because you do get plastic everywhere.
Yeah, I did the first one without any coverage, and then I put it underneath a blanket that I was using to keep warm. And there's plastic shards all over my desk.
Let me flip my bag so the Ziploc logo doesn't get in the way. But yeah, it's honestly like that just cracked super clean. Hopefully I stayed on camera for it.
The first corner did, yeah.
I've done it cracking both corners. I think one corner is all you need. But I guess I'll do a few and I'll see what happens.
I've had enough instances with PSA cracking one corner. It'll start to crack down the middle if I only do one corner.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
When you get it to shred, when you get it to cut like across, that's stressful. When you get like a big crack across the Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's so blurry. Look at this beauty though. Like, it's kind of a shame too. Like, I'm freeing him from his plastic prison, and I'm sending him right back around.
I'll do another one.
Like, it's so much easier to show the lack of whitening, and I'm sure I'm going to miss things. Like, I'm going to have some cards go from a CGC 8.5 down to like a PSA 6 because I missed a dent or something. But it's all a numbers game. It's all about if the whole submission makes money, then it was a profitable endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
And you just continue on from there. So we've got one crack down.
It looks perfect. That's a 10 candidate.
Doesn't OBS usually... I thought the first time I did it, OBS like popped up a little chat thing.
It's always been finicky, but yeah.
Cam says, nice dent. There probably was one.
Well, it's funny, when you look at WotC cards sometimes, in the right light, it looks like they're just riddled with dents.
Yeah, or like roller marks or something.
Yeah, but it's just it's just like the ink or however they were rolled that day.
The plastic or the bag definitely makes it a little bit of a pain as far as like just running out of space and bumping into things and
yeah.
But I've done it before. I've done it before like in my garage. I tried like power tools too. I tried like a Sawzall, a grinder, no power tools.
That would be a funny video.
I was just going to say the same thing. It probably would have been a hilarious video. Like this Aerodactyl's pretty clean too. Definitely the silvering. This box that I opened last year had some decent silvering on it, but to me, like, cards aren't just a single grade. Like a card is okay, this card is probably a 20% chance at a 10, a 40% chance at a 9, and a 40% chance at an 8. Something like that.
Oh. That high in the 8, you think? I don't think silvering is...
I'm being conservative. I feel like I'm always pretty conservative, but like going from an 8.5, there's a... Or that's the wrong label. Going from a CGC 9... Yeah, maybe I had the Dragonite in mind, just because it was an 8.5. But going from a 9, you do the math on like what could you sell it for today. Like this card, I don't see this card going down in price over the next 6 months. It very well could. It could drop 50%, but like the odds of that going down compared to an ultra modern PSA 10 or something like that, I think are so much lower. So it's all a numbers game. What's the value today? And bird in the hand definitely is a thing. Like in some ways it could make sense to just sell all these today, buy something else, grade those things, flip them. But when you're looking at a batch of like 10 or 12 or 500 CGC 8 to 9.5s, if you get a handful of things to hit a 10, you pay for like everything. Like it's so crazy. I'll never fully understand.
That was the same conversation back in the day when you would open boxes. Was you just need to hit 110 and it pays for everything.
Oh yeah, I was opening fossil boxes for $500 when PSA 10 Lapras was $700. And not every box would have a Lapras, and not every box that had a Lapras would hit a 10. But like if you hit 10 on a Ditto, it was like $60. It didn't get you very far. But if you hit 10 on a Gengar, if you hit 10 on a Lapras, if you hit 10 on a... I mean, anything was... Most of them, aside from Ditto... Ditto was probably the worst one at like 60. I remember selling those for $60, definitely.
Ditto and Muck.
Yep, Ditto and Muck. I was trying to think of the other one. I was thinking Weezing, but yeah, that's Rocket.
You know, the crazy thing is, like, I'll see it every now and then, people talking about the Fossil Lapras. The Fossil Lapras has been the most consistently priced card, I think, all time in Pokemon. It was $2,000 in 2016, and it's $2,000 now.
Yeah, and
it barely went up.
It's just weird because like it used to be like the top dog at 2,000, right?
Yeah, it was the one that people needed to finish their collection. They couldn't find in 10s. They were never for sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that nice technique with the nice leverage with the screwdriver. Very clean. With the butter knife, I just turn it and I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to lever the the butter knife would just bend, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember you watching, I think I watched you do your Shadowless Charizard.
Was that one a disaster? I couldn't like crack the edges.
It was pretty rough, I think. I think when I did my cracking video, I picked on a couple people. I probably mentioned you. I probably picked on you and the Green Shiz, and Kanto Shark did one on Instagram before that he like hit the card and destroyed it.
Yeah. So he ruined his Venusaur.
I picked on a couple people like in my build up to cracking one, and then I cracked them horribly.
So mine definitely. I remember that. That was so bad, but I was so nervous because I knew that Charizard to me still has a very strong chance at a 10. It's cleaner than all the 10 Shadowless ones that I've owned, and it was nerve-wracking breaking it out of that case. And it was Beckett too, which I only cracked like 2 Becketts.
Yeah, I think I've only ever cracked one. The video that I did, that was the first time I went for one. Do you want to actually share your video on OBS and I could get your face up on screen just so you're not like some random floating voice there?
Random voice, yeah. Let me see.
I think I'll be able to.
All right.
Let's see if I can. I think I can figure this out. So if I do a window capture, it would be right.
Yeah. Window capture, display capture. Probably window capture, I guess. As long as it doesn't usually, or hopefully it doesn't ruin your video, though.
I don't think it will, because it shouldn't be. That would affect my download more than my upload, I think.
Okay.
I could be wrong, and if it starts dying, I'll I'll stop. But okay, there's you. I think it's there. I just need to make it higher. Okay, we're getting somewhere. You're in the corner of the screen. Okay. You'll see it in like 2 minutes, however far behind my stream is.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
But I think you're hopefully people will see this soon. I'm learning as I go. Let me know when you actually, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
You just appeared, right?
I am.
There we go. Look at that.
Looking good.
Now, I don't know how well people... Can you guys let me know in chat? How well can you hear John? Because I can turn my speakers up.
You can also turn me up, or your
Discord.
Yeah, you can turn me up at Discord. You can also turn up on OBS wherever I'm coming through. And
you're coming through my mic from my speakers, which isn't ideal.
So I'm going through your speakers into your mic.
Yeah, which is really bad.
Well, you could pick up the audio from your desktop for me if you wanted to do that.
I don't know fully how to do that or at all.
Audio capture output.
This was the thing, though. If I did that, how would I hear you? Because I would be putting the sound directly through, but I need it.
That's right.
Yeah,
you need headphones.
I was having this conversation yesterday with Ernesto as we were doing some tests, and that would be optimal because you coming out of a speaker and then going into a mic, that can't do good things for audio quality. But
yeah, I wonder what I sound like.
I don't know. How does John sound, guys? I set my
a little rough. But
is it?
But it's well, just like quality wise. The volume's good though.
Okay, good. John's audio. Nick says it's coming through good, and him and I clearly from the Pokeflips production value, we're clearly experts at the whole AV thing. So if Nick says it's good, I know it's good. Oh, man. Yeah, this whole... I actually, just before I had lunch, I listened to, Cam and James, the NG Emporium.
Oh, yeah.
Their whole slogan is, like, never punished. I was a bit punished having graded with CGC. Like, all the people who graded with CGC out of the gate got punished pretty bad. Because, like...
I've been punished hard, and I haven't even learned from myself yet.
Well, the thing is, like,
stuff there.
You were punished, but the punishment was so weak. Because, like, to grade these cards with subgrades, I probably spent... These ones I think I did do above the bulk service, but my first 5,000 cards that I sent to CGC were all like $8 with subgrades or something. They were really cheap initially. So I bulked out like 2,000 CGC slabs to a bulk, like a what must be a Whatnot streamer.
What, Cloud or Travis?
No, it was like a game store down south somewhere, and they paid me like $12 a piece. So
Wow.
I made money. I made less than I could have made more money just selling those singles raw on Troll and Toad. So I was punished in some respects, but not nearly as bad as I should have been.
Yeah.
The punishment should have been harsher.
Well, the important thing was, like, if I had sent those cards to PSA at the last $9 tier or whatever, $10 tier, I still don't have them back. I would have had zero inventory this entire 2 years.
Yeah, because I still have November 2020 out.
I have. I think mine were from maybe, I think November. Yeah. So
that's a little bit of like saving grace as far as that goes.
Yeah, but I definitely did some reason, like the Topps Chrome I sent. I should have just sent those to PSA. Or waited until this $18 tier. But I think they're slow movers anyway.
Yeah.
Topps Chrome, so I'm not too upset.
I just actually, like last week and then early this week, I did a full inventory on my eBay. So I literally I dropped everything to quantity 0. And I went through and I'm like, I pulled every shoebox out one for one. I was like, okay, yep, this card actually exists. Because one thing I was doing, you can see a scratch below Gengar there. I would sell a card and then I'd go to ship it and I didn't actually have it. And then on the reverse, like I would be going through my inventory to pull a card that I sold. Oh, eBay is showing that this is my last one. I have 5 more. Like, how did that happen? So that's why I just did a whole, like I hadn't done it in 2 years probably. I did a whole fresh, like.
I've been having that same issue. Because I've been selling stuff on Whatnot.
Like this Gengar was a Surface 8 because of that scratch. This one could end up a PSA 8 because of that scratch, and this one could have been a bad one to crack. But still, CGC 8.5 down to a PSA 8 is not a big detriment.
Yeah. I sold a $25 CGC 9.5 CP6 Middle King. It was the holiday weekend. I was gone. I printed the shipping label just to, a little early, so I didn't get hit with the late shipping dock. And I got home and it wasn't there. So I canceled it, refunded the guy, no problem. He flipped out at me. Gave me a negative feedback.
Yep.
And there's no, I refunded him. I said sorry, I'm very apologetic, sorry about the inconvenience. And he could not handle it.
And
I have a negative.
There are times where people do make up stories, like something sells at auction lower than they want, so they say, oh, I don't actually have this card. But when I sell a buy it now for $2 cheaper than the next cheapest one, and people get so outraged, like, hey, that $50 card you bought from me, the next lowest guy on eBay has it for $52, and they flip out on me. Oh, you're just canceling it because it's worth more than you sold it for. And it's like, what are you talking about? I just have terrible inventory management. That's why I'm canceling it.
I do this on the side for fun. It's not a real, I don't have 18 employees doing this for me. They make mistakes. Which
obviously I have no excuses as far as this is my full-time job. And I should be doing it better. But that's largely why I did the full inventory, because it's it was only happening maybe once a month, once every few weeks. So it wasn't a huge deal. Yeah. And a lot of times it would be like, hey, you bought a PSA 10. I don't have any left. I have 59. So I'm going to send you a 9, fully refund you, and you keep a free card that you might not want. But I would try to do stuff like that. Or, hey, I already printed the label. I went to pull it and I couldn't find it. Here's a Generations booster pack or 2 Generations booster packs. So I would try to do stuff like that. I haven't gotten a negative from it in a long time. Most people are reasonable, but you do run into the occasional one that's not. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like I could get that negative removed but maybe not. I don't really know.
eBay's weird.
I had one on my account that is on its way out, and then I just got that one. And now I have another. So and I don't sell that much on there either. So like my feedback's 98% now, 98.2.
Oh yeah.
And that doesn't look great.
Yeah, once you get below 99, I feel like people definitely like when I buy on eBay, 98 doesn't scare. I mean, nothing really scares me. If it's below 95, I'll like read a couple. But yeah, buyer protection is so good that I just really don't care.
Yeah.
Like that card is clean. Some of the corners are a little weird, but that's all like factory. That's the way it's cut. If you hyper focus on any WotC corner, you can make it look like, okay, this card might get a 6 or something.
Yeah.
The way the light hit it at one point, I see on my stream it's just coming up now.
Yeah, I always wonder about that stuff. Like the little lips that they have, little folds.
Chat's pretty lively.
But you got 70 people in here, dude.
It's crazy. Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't have expected this many people. Thanks everyone for stopping in and hanging out. I know Rusty's doing them now. John's going to be doing them a bunch more now. I've been wanting for like some time to get to where not daily, maybe not even weekly, but maybe every other week at least, just do a few hour. Cause like these ones are so much easier to do. Sometimes Jake will hit me up on like a random weeknight. Hey, do you want to go live in 15 minutes? and sometimes I'm able to, but it's way tougher because that's like family time or if it's after, I always do it after 9 p.m., like after the kids go to bed, but then that's like wife time. And if I hit her last minute, hey, I know we were going to watch a movie, but now I'm going to go live on YouTube. Those don't always go over that well.
Yeah, I can understand that. I'll be live every day though from now on. So that's my plan.
I've believed you before.
I need to work on ideas.
You've hurt me before.
Well, yeah. I've said this 30 times in my life with you guys, but
this time is different. This time I mean it.
Yeah. This time it's real. So that's what I got going on. I got to figure out ideas for videos though, because just live streaming to the same people in this category is not going to grow my account very much, I don't think, unless I do like a really specific thing over and over and over and over again. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I feel like my intention is maybe it'll be every other week because like I didn't even think about it beforehand, but tonight I'm doing Poke Flips with Nick. So okay. I'm going to do this multi-hour thing now, and I'm going to do another multi-hour thing, like 4 or 5 hours with Nick probably, because we do, if we record for 3 hours, we talked an hour before and after usually.
Yeah, that never goes away.
Yeah, so it'll be a lot for one day, even though the other one's not live. Like, it's just a lot of talking, I guess. Way more talking than I normally do. Yeah. But yeah, maybe like off podcast week, I'll just go live like every other Wednesday or something. And some days it'll be like, I like your videos where you're just searching eBay, treasure hunt, and whatever. Yeah. Some days it'll be searching eBay. Some days it'll be doing submissions. Some days it'll be cracking slabs, getting a submission back. Who knows?
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to have like a daily thing. Like I think the Pokemon hunting is a daily thing you can do, but it does get kind of stale when nothing pops up or you don't actually buy anything. And then, cause like the grading, I mean, I can't do it every day. I mean, I'm sure someone like Rusty or something could do it literally every day, looking through cards to grade or doing the stuff. But it's just tough to like find. I need to find that one thing that I could do every single day. I could sell and whatnot while I'm streaming, yes. That's how we kind of like try to get things started with them to like, you know, utilize other people's platforms, but no one really does it anymore.
We've got Nick in the chat. He could show people how to ship 99-cent singles all day, every day. I mean, look at these beautiful cards. Ooh, once Kabutops comes up, I just blew the piece of plastic off of him. But when I first pull him out, there's a piece of plastic sitting underneath his right claw. There's actually a print line or a scratch on it. But yeah, those get scary when you get like that little piece of plastic on it. Because if I went straight into a penny saver, you see it right there now.
Yeah.
If I went straight into a penny sleeve and then into a card saver with that on the card, that's 100% an indent.
Yeah. Did that scratch come from that, you think?
No, that looks like that was probably something that was there because it's long. It's all the way across, claw to claw, basically, or whatever those things are.
They're claws.
But I mean, definitely, like there's risk. If I crack 500 slabs, I'm gonna damage a couple, almost certainly. At some point, I've got to dump out my shard collection.
No, Nick, you don't realize you could just go live and do packaging streams all day and talk to people.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, this type of work, if you have your business set up that way, you could just be live doing your work. I mean, Nick would have to be careful of like not putting out any addresses and that stuff, but
yeah, that's a tougher thing.
Yeah.
I think I did all my fossil cards I had handy. I've just got so many in this box next to me. Like
I'm quite excited for my PSA order because I have no idea what I put in it. I hope it's not like 200 Black Star 27 Pikachus, but it might be.
Yeah. I actually have one out. I sent 100 of them, and then 100 of some other, I don't know what. I think I have 3 submissions left. 2 500s, and then a 200.
Yeah, I just have the 482. That's all I have out there. I've been going through all my stuff. I don't have a lot of inventory. I'm struggling. I need to find a job or do something active in the Pokemon world here to keep things flowing.
Yeah, I never stop buying, so like I still have a backlog. I got my whole inventory done, but I still have like 400 listings. The cards are actually photographed already. They just need to be listed still.
Yeah.
And MetaZoo UFO is coming up. I don't know how I probably won't pull the viewers that I'm pulling right now, but I'm contemplating doing like a 6 or 8 hour live stream of just mass box opening.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've actually never. Oh, that one cracked bad. You'll see it in 30 seconds or whatever. But I hate when I run into this scenario. I've got the whole front is intact, but the back shattered off. You'll see it in a minute.
At least it's the Vileplume.
Yeah, sometimes what do you do next is
I just try to go at the bottom, but that's just as tough.
Yeah. Ooh.
I mean, you can wedge it in on one of the sides there and just pull it up, probably, right?
I guess I just made some content because I did the worst thing you can do. Oh man,
you try to pull it out.
I don't even know if I want to show this. I showed it. I turned it around and I tried bending, and I don't know why I didn't think that it was just gonna go right into the card. I thought I was pulling down hard enough that it wasn't gonna go straight into the card, but we got our clip, guys. We're
oh boy.
We just turned a CGC 9 into a PSA 3.
At least it's the Vileplume.
Look at it.
Oh my.
If it wasn't an $80 Vileplume, I would not have done that. But oof, that just hurt. Content,
right? Everyone like, comment, and subscribe for a chance to win this giveaway of a dark Vileplume.
Yeah, good call. Oh my god. It almost went straight through the card. Chat's blowing up on that one. There we go. Well, that was dumb. I'm not going to do that again. Here's our next batch. I'm not going to do that to T-Tar or Dragonair.
Last Sports National, Ronaldinho came, soccer player. So I rushed to find a Ronaldinho card, and the only one I could find was a PSA 9. And I wanted to get on card, so I had to crack it. I had no tools, couldn't find it with a screwdriver or anything. So I took it to a curb, and I curb stomped it. And I cracked the corner perfectly, but I still had no tool to get in there and, like, open it up. So I had to do it with my hands, and I ended up bending the card. But I got it signed.
I might have I might have to grade that Vileplume just to remind myself. Put it on my desk next to me. Pull it out every time I crack some slabs. One thing I did just notice though, I was about to crack this Dragonair, but I saw the surface was 7.5. Trying to bring a little more value other than entertainment value of me destroying cards. Be careful. Don't blindly crack CGC 8s. This is a CGC, like, you won't always have subgrades, so always look over the card first. This one did have subgrades though, surface 7.5, so the first thing I thought of, let me look for a binder dent. Right there. So, yeah, you're hearing it now, John. You'll see it in like 30 seconds, but...
I cracked a few CGCs that had binder dents, but it was like... I was okay with it.
This is a PSA 6 at best. So... I've heard it said, like, some people, I'm buying all CGC 8s, they're all guaranteed to cross the PSA 9s, and I think some people think I've been saying that. Not by any means. Like, some CGC 8s will be PSA 6s. Some CGC 8.5s will be PSA 6s. So watch out. Don't blindly crack. If you have the subgrade, that's nice, because, like, look out for a surface of 7.5 or lower potentially, but a little bit of a... Yeah, I brought entertainment value through destroying a card, and now I bring some educational value through showing some in-depth slab optimization.
There you go. Nice 8-5. Or nice 8. Yeah, I have like a 5-5 Charizard. Dark Charizard Unlimited. And it definitely is not a 5-5. But it has binder dent, so I can probably get a 6.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It is. I mean, honestly, the way that CGC grades dents and things like that, to me, that's more how I align. This scissor, I always used to say Skyzor when I was younger. This card is beautiful. And it was a CGC 9. It's a CGC 9 flat. Like, this could be a PSA 10, and I have no idea what it would be worth in a PSA 10, but again, it's all a numbers game. I'm going to send 100 plus of these at once, and if a handful of them hit, it was profitable. We do need one of them to hit to save to pay for that Vileplume. But oh man, let's see. Yeah, and like some people are saying now, like, it's not really CGC being lenient. It's just CGC having a different scale. Like, in my opinion, for my binder, all day long, give me a PSA 6 Masaki over that has just a tiny little Masaki indent on the back over a PSA 8 Masaki with a hollow scratch, off-center, whitening on the back. Like, all day long, I prefer the 6 with, like, a very minor... Like, this binder dent, you put this in a binder, you do not see that binder dent. It is slightly visible from the front too, so I guess you do if you look close. Yeah, you can see it right there in a little bit, but to me, like, this binder dent is a little rough. I guess maybe in this binder dent, I'd rather have a PSA 8 with a little bit of wear, but like when it comes to the slight faint Masaki marks, all day long, give me the 6 with the indent.
Yeah, and there's plenty of Masaki like 9s and 10s that still have that on there. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. And PSA is not gonna. They've made it known that they're not gonna financially guarantee stuff like that. Their head grader is gonna look at it and they're gonna uphold the grade, which is deserving of its own rant video at some point, because it's just disgusting, honestly. I'm assuming you saw Oak Callie's Nidoking.
Oh yeah, I've talked to him quite a bit about that stuff.
Yeah, we talk on Instagram a bunch. Send each other pictures of gross cards like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just did it again.
It's such a shame though that like I've sent in one card only though to get reviewed or cross-graded reviewed, and like it's just such a shame that no one will ever do that or like honestly own up to like what the grade should be or could be at the other companies. I feel like.
Yeah.
And it just sucks because I have so many cards that I would love to review that like don't have the balls to crack open. Like my number one Pika trainer, 100%. If I sent it in 10 times, it would get a 10 3 of the times, 4 of the times. But I just don't have the balls to do it.
My I have cards like that. Like cards like that I can't crack. This Electabuzz, I just did it again though. I it's not as low, but I don't know how to proceed with this Electabuzz because it's got the back cracked off. I have nowhere to pry from really because it's so close to the card. Cracking a bottom corner is like risky and scary too.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of room to get in with the screwdriver. So like if you can just barely get it in that top left corner of the back and try to lift up, maybe, but if you start to crack the edges and crack the corners and stuff like all the way around the card, it'll open up easier.
Yeah, let's see. I don't want to just skip on it. It's only an Electabuzz. I should take it off camera and do it off camera. Save myself the embarrassment, but let's go for it. I feel like if I crack... Yeah, I don't know. I don't like this.
Like with the PSA, you can kind of like peel off the edges, which is kind of weird, but...
Yeah, like I cracked the 2 bottom corners now, and I still don't see a good path in there. I think what I need to do, like I do need to take it off camera. I need to get something really narrow, way narrow. Like my screwdriver it goes from the edge of the slab to the card. I need to get something like way narrower to go down that edge and try to crack it. So that one will have to go off camera, but I haven't damaged it yet. Crackin's a messy game.
Not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, it definitely is a little scary at times. But it's the game. It's the game the market makes us play.
Right.
Like this Tyranitar, this one has a few bits of whitening. The 10 odds on this one feel really low, 10% maybe. But it almost still feels worth it to crack it. I'm gonna crack it.
Is it Japanese or English? Oh, English.
This is all English so far, yeah.
Do you think Logan Paul really cracked the PSA 10 Zard?
I don't know. I would hope if he did, he practiced on like at least 50 cards beforehand. But smart of him to say that he did. To get rid of that whole Illuminati But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, Andrew M told me to go lower, like, because I've been prying kind of towards the top of the label. If I get it down towards the bottom of the label, it does make sense that I'll be slightly less likely to do that. That one just cracked. Ugly again. But like when it cracks this low, you can actually just slightly bend the top and you can just slide the card out. You'll see it in a minute.
I'm always scared to do that too.
I am too, but I've done it a few times and not had an issue. But yeah, I guess this video is definitely going to demonstrate that cracking is a bit of an ugly thing. So I got it out, and I think I did it unscathed. We'll do a 720p overview to see. I'm like sweating. It's funny. Yeah, I don't see any bend down at the bottom or anything. Looks like I got it out clean. Cards are definitely, like, Vileplume had no chance of survival with what I did to it. But cards are more rugged than people generally give them credit for, I think. Like some of these people, you need to, like, I haven't been watching chat too well, but oh, you got to be wearing gloves, you got to be in a hazmat suit, you got to decontaminate the area, clean room, none of that by any means. Wash your hands, make sure you're not all Dorito dust or anything, and go for it. Ooh, I got a Scream Pika in here. It's got one little bit of whitening at the top. I don't know that it would be a 10. I actually apparently got this one from the PWCC vault. It's got that, everything else looks perfect, but it's got that white that you probably can't really even see. Let me see. Well, I said perfect. I shouldn't say perfect. Everything else looks good, like a 10. PSA 9's listed for 1,000. That wouldn't be $18 tier though either. I did send some stupid cards. I just shipped out this morning that 120 card sub I had go live Monday.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I have a handful of cards that are going to be worthy of 30 or 50. I should have kept that burn tower and saved it for a 30 or a 50 because that's way beyond the 200.
You think that'll hurt you with everything else?
I just know it'll get upcharged, and it's like I should have just graded it at the right tier to get it back sooner. As far as will that card be so clean that it like makes all the other, like all that, all those like conspiracy theories people have with, oh, I send English first and then Japanese and then I put in a damaged card on purpose to make them like recalibrate. I don't really buy into all that stuff.
No.
Everyone's got their own theory, and people are just too inconsistent. Like every grader, they have 100 graders. Every grader would have a different formula if one were to exist. So who you get on any given day, I don't know.
Yeah, I've never really paid attention to that. I just send in lots of everything.
Yep.
Like Japanese with English with tops with, like, I don't care so much about that.
But some people have these really crazy formulas. Even Gary, I remember years ago on E4, Gary would talk about having some system or something, and I don't like the thought of it. If those things were to work, I've made it publicly known that like a lot of grading is kind of a joke. And then some people who like, oh no, grading's not a joke, and then they talk about the system that they use to beat the graders. Like, okay. It's
like,
I don't know.
I mean, we mentioned like Professor O'Callaghan, like he like mainly deals with shadowless cards, and with 9s and 10s, the extreme range of condition of these cards. Mm-hmm. Like he's shown, I think, PSA graders, or at least sent in these cards for review to explain, like, why is this, like, how are these different grades? Why isn't this one a 10? This 10 is better than this 9. This 9 should be upgraded to a 10. Like, and they didn't do anything about it or something like that. I mean, I don't know all the details, but
yeah, that was my first suggestion to him was like, well, if the head grader says that Nidoking is a 10, send in a handful and say, here's a 10, these are better, so give these a 10. He said he tried it and it didn't work.
Yeah. I have 2 Shadowless 9 Zards. The one that I pulled and just the random one I bought. The one I pulled, significantly better. Should be a 10 in comparison. If I cracked and sent them again, I'd probably get a 9 and an 8. But it should be a 10 and a 9.
Yeah.
So it's very, very frustrating.
Mason, Dan's small tool is concerning. I lost chat for a while and now I come back and I'm being attacked. Oh, Jake's in here too. Yeah. So Jake, you want to see how it's going so far? We've got quite a few clean cracks, but for anyone who just hopped in recently.
Now, the one thing that I'm strongly still thinking about every minute and every day is the PSA on-site grading at the National, or whatever they do. Because last year, I believe an unlimited Neo Red Blissey was graded a 10 for the first time at the show.
Mm.
I feel like I want to crack my Charizard again, the Pika, and drop them off and see if I just get the 10s. But I'm also worried about an insane upcharge. And
isn't the base, you're talking about them grading it that day and you getting it that day, right?
Right.
That's like 300 plus, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which on the lottery cards, like the low pop things, it's I guess if you calculate the odds of it going up, you take a guess. You either lose 300 or you make several thousand, right? So
tens of thousands.
Yeah,
on
like
those cards.
So I guess the math is there.
Yeah.
This pincer's got a weird, like the hollow near the first edition stamp. You'll see it in a little bit, but yeah, like the hollow's like spilling out towards the first edition stamp. I didn't even notice that.
Is that the error?
I don't know. Does anyone in chat know? Does pincer have an error?
Yeah, that's the error. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even
sent one of those into PSA.
I didn't even know that.
That's the hollow scratch error. Or that's what Rusty calls it.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm not like by any means a variant guy.
Yeah, those are. I don't know how rare they are, but they're definitely a consistent error, like a real.
Yeah,
thing, and only with pincer.
Like a one-off error isn't any good. Like it there's got to be more than one copy out there for it to be like recognizable, right? So it's a legitimate error in that many others have it.
So I'm looking at the show, the convention show stuff. Express up to 5,000 for 250. Super Express up to 10,000 for 400. Show walkthrough up to 25,000 for 1,000. And then there's premium, premium plus, premium elite.
And those things are all guaranteed to be same day?
I don't know if Express is like
same weekend, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They must have a cap then. Like if you try to go the second day. Yeah.
Yeah, they stopped within a few hours of the first day.
Yeah. But the highest level, like you can probably go 3 hours from the end of the last day, and if you're gonna throw it on $1,000, they'll probably like get it through.
Or 10 grand for show premium elite, and they better give me a 10.
Look at the silvering on this Pidgeot. I've graded base unlimited Charizards and shining Charizards with this silvering as a 10. To me, like, I don't like silvering at all. I think it should detract from the grade, but like it really doesn't.
When I grade it.
Oh yeah, when I grade it, I mean this is a 10.
Yeah, I had a Clefable like that, and that was when they were selling for like $5,000. So I was more than happy that it got the 10. But yeah, I agree.
Mason, that Pidgeot was a 9. At PSA though, as I said, that could definitely be a 10 with that silvering.
Yeah,
I've got a pile of labels here. Let me see if I can find the Pidgeot. There it is. It was a flat 9. It was 4 9s at CGC. Which
imagine if PSA did a quality check with all the cards and just changed everyone's grades. The PSA 10 rate would be so low on these cards.
I'm honestly one who doesn't subscribe to them grading cards harder. I can get behind pop control to some extent on like base first Charizard maybe. But as far as like a universal, they're grading harder, I think they've just always been really inconsistent. Maybe they're more inconsistent than anything. I think if you have a 100 card submission and you grade those same 100 cards 10 times, you're going to have 8s turning into 10s, 10 turning into 8s. Generally speaking, they're going to be close, but like plus or minus 1 is the best I give them. 99% of the time, they're within plus or minus 1. But like the implications of that are massive.
Or over 1. Under or over 1?
Under or over 1? Like, yeah, like if the card is a true 9 on any given day, it can be an 8 to a 10. If the card is like an immaculate card, if it's a true 10, strong 10, someone can, like, no card is perfect. Someone can mistake the centering a little bit too much, and they can say, okay, that's a 9. Or they can say that one little tiny white dot, that one little tiny micro scratch on the hollow, I'm going to give it a 9 today. And then 9 out of 10 times it'll be a 10, but one day it'll be a 9. Like, they just vary a lot.
Yeah, I mean, they have their parameters that, to my knowledge, haven't really changed at all, I hope. But they should just be following that. I just believe they're inconsistent. Graders probably are a very high turnover rate. So they get new people in all the time.
Very low pay too.
Well, I think at a certain level they get paid a decent amount. Like the head graders and stuff, I'm sure they get paid a comfortable salary, especially being in California. I'm sure they get paid very well.
The biggest issue that they face is that they need someone who's an expert with cards. And like, why is anyone going to take any number from PSA when you can just do this on your own? Like, if you know how to grade a card, you can do it on your own, and you can make so much money just using the grading card company. Because like, when you work for them, you're restricted in what you can do and how you can. So like, like if PSA offered me I would not like a job grading 1,000 cards a day, 200 and whatever days a year. That would be miserable. If they offered me $150,000 a year, and I was gonna have to be in like to me it would feel like a sweatshop. It would be like 1,000 card. Here's 1,000 cards on your desk every morning, and they have to be gone before you leave. And I make 150 grand a year. I want any part of that. I would not do that. It would be miserable. Like some people say, oh, I don't want to do this full time. I just want to do it on the side because it's my passion. And if I do it like as a job, it'll make me hate it. Overall, like I do listing, I do packaging, I do shipping, I do grading. I do a little bit of everything, and every day it can be a little different and variety. But like if you're literally just sitting and grading cards all day, every day, some people, I hope, and I'm sure some people do love it. I would not whatsoever.
I mean, I think later in my life, when I'm older, I could see myself sitting there with headphones on, and just grading all day long.
The first month, the first month would be
like
cool.
A job, like basically like a retirement job.
The first month, seeing all the things would be cool, maybe, but then it would just be miserable.
I mean, like if I'm an old guy, an old fart with nothing else going on in my life, it'd be a great place to go and sit and make some money. You know, like a Walmart greeter, but that type of a job for the retired or the elderly, right? Or working at and whatever, I don't know, whatever jobs like that. It'd be more enjoyable. But that's not really setting a pretty high standard, I guess.
Not for me. It's one card every like 30 seconds. It's a lot. Doesn't feel fun. I've got a mountain of empty plastic that's gonna fall.
But we appreciate all those who do it for us.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you become an expert in anything, why would you go work for anything less than what that expertise you can get out of it?
All these companies run into it to some extent, like Heritage, Golden, PWCC. They've got to hire experts from the industry, but like, how do you entice people? Because someone who's an expert truly at like knowing how the markets move and work and looking at cards, and you can make a lot of money. Like, it's not going to last forever. Like right now I'm making more than I made as a chemical engineer. 10, 20 years from now, I would have made more staying as a chemical engineer. It's not going to last forever by any means. Maybe. I don't know. But it's and I'm not doing it at like there are people doing it at such a higher level, so much more capital, so much. I mean, in sports, the numbers are so much bigger.
Yeah. No, like I think I'm still making more money than I would have been at my sales job, even though I'm probably running out of inventory. I'm still making, like, the profit margin on my inventory is definitely over that, but it was also kind of supposed to be a retirement fund thing. So that's the other like side of it, right? Is using this as a wealth building tool.
And one thing you need to separate too is like, and it's hard to separate a large amount of what I'm making now. Here's a no symbol, Vileplume. A large amount of what I'm making is just unrealized capital gains that I'm now realizing. So you need to be careful. Like, I'm making far in excess of what I did as a chemical engineer, but a large portion of it is unrealized capital gains being realized because I bought some of these cards back in 2016. My cost basis is almost nothing.
Right, and that was the thing for me too, was I recognized that I had all this backlog and I didn't have the time to do it, but if I quit my job and took the time to do it, I could do incredibly well. So that's exactly how it worked out for me. But I'm at the point now where I'm like, all right, I'm pretty slow now. I wouldn't mind picking up a full-time job again and kind of like doing the cycle over again.
Yeah. Yeah, if you get yourself caught up and if you get some like systems in place where now you can do it on the side, but more efficiently than you were before, because now you've gotten through your backlog. So if you almost like I use Troll and Toad Evo, if you automate some things, I mean, PWCC, PSA, CGC has that service where you can send raw cards and they automatically sell them for you. Like you could really do it a little more hands off on the side. You could still make pretty good margins if you're doing it right, and you can do it a little passive is very much the wrong word, but like more passively, less actively.
It's the true definition of passive income, because passive income doesn't really exist. But
yeah, I mean, I think the only like the truest passive income is just you buy $1 million in dividend stocks and then you earn $30,000 a year, literally doing nothing.
Right.
But yeah, Pokemon cards, buying raw cards, sending them to Troll and Toad, sending them to PWCC, that's very active. Definitely not passive, but it's more passive than grading them yourself, listing them yourself on eBay, all this and that.
Yeah, like with how things are set up, you could live kind of a nomadic life now. You just have to buy cards still and then send them to the right places, and you can do whatever you want if you do it right.
Let's get some variety. I've been doing all WotC, so I've got a batch of Charizards here.
Yes, Mason, I'll be in Denver. I'll also be in Long Beach. Don't know about any other ones. I think they line up with some like weddings I have to go to. And then there were some other questions. Yeah, I convinced Nick and Ryan to go to the National. I'm just working on getting some passes and stuff. And I think we're going on Saturday. But, that's always subject to change with PokeRev because he's incredibly busy.
I've got some mid-air stuff coming out.
What else is in here?
Oh yeah, that's one. Like, how do I get chat on screen? I guess I could do another window capture.
Yes, yeah. There's usually a tool for it, but I don't know where it would be on OBS.
I'll throw up another window capture for chat. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. Because like I'm looking, I could fit chat in between our two faces.
Yeah.
It won't be the whole thing, but
for the first time.
I think I have it covering up everything. Bear with me.
So I created a Beckett 9.5 Mimikyu Scream, but it's a quad plus, 10 surface, 9.5 and everything else. Still would be worth it, probably the crack instead of the PSA.
This is gonna be really small though.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, I think I have a quad. Mimikyu as well. Is that worthwhile? I don't know if that's worthwhile or not, but it's happening.
Just take off yeah.
I made it a lot smaller. It's in the bottom left now. You're gonna see it move all over, and
you could probably even zoom in on it more.
I did at the end.
See
yeah,
2 or 3. Okay, and then still put it in between us.
Again, I very much appreciate everyone being here. Figuring this out on the fly to some extent, but really happy with the turnout. Happy you could be here, John. I'm my workday ends at 4:30, which is like an hour and a half from now. This is all I was planning on doing the whole afternoon anyways, so I'm probably like hanging out for another hour and a half.
Oh.
Take your text. Oh, okay. Take my text box off. You hanging out for a while, or?
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what I plan on doing with my life now, is streaming as much as possible and creating a YouTube channel. So I'm just cool hanging out, streaming, doing stuff with people, and talking Pokemon again.
It's my favorite type of content to make, and it's my favorite type of content to consume.
Yeah.
And we got so many names in the chat. Like I saw Rusty here earlier. I see DNA. I see Mason. Nick was in here. Ray, Your Average Player, Java Akuma, Swami. We've got very, very good group of people. Oh yeah, if I scroll too, so I can't do the StreamYard thing where like I pick one to throw on screen, but like I can scroll to kind of highlight a comment that way, I guess.
Gotcha. And, I've been thinking I don't know if it's possible to do what Rusty did yesterday, but that seems like a pretty easy way to getting a lot of subscribers and watchers, viewers, and all that. By just opening
VMAX Climax
cases of packs and giving it away.
I saw that. Yeah, I didn't watch it yet. I'll probably go back and watch a little bit of it, but there's so much content. I can't watch it all by any means.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I hopped in it for like a minute. Every X amount of likes, he gave something away. Every X amount of, I don't even remember, but X amount of subs. I did it again on this slab where the back cracked off too soon. It feels weird. I don't like this chat where it is right now.
Like, ideally, I'd be able to just stream like this every day and make a living out of it, but I don't know how people do that. So
Ray wants me to mess up more cards for the content.
Jesus, Ray.
He's in the I guess it's a good time to shout the Pokenomics Patreon. He's one of the guys in there, one of the active interesting people we've got in there. So feel free to click that link down in the description if you want to check out the Pokenomics Patreon.
You can like hide the people's icons if that helps with the chat box.
Yeah, I guess I could make it smaller so that the chat could be bigger. I'm having a rough go here, but we're getting through it together.
I like CNG's setup for his podcast. I mean, he could definitely use some nicer chairs. I'm sure they're comfortable, but he probably picked them. He probably dumpster dive to get those.
Okay, I think I've got the chat figured out to where it's a bit better now. Now I just got to resize you a little bit. I'm procrastinating working on this Charizard further because it scares me again.
Oh, that's a Charizard that cracked like that?
It's just an 8 Legendary Treasures holo, so it's not like a monster, but I feel like it could be a PSA 9, which is probably over $100.
Did I open some Fortnite?
Oh, there we go. When I envisioned this, when we talked about it yesterday, I was like, probably too ambitious, but think back to like split screen days, playing Mario Kart, playing GoldenEye, whatever, setting it up with like 3 or 4 people. If we were both cracking slabs and making a submission, or if we were like pack battling, whatever it would be, just setting it up like in that fashion where everyone's got their own. I could actually make myself smaller too.
Well, I can set it up that way and with Discord and all that too, but you have to be able to have all your different cameras set up. Like I've got my card cam here. I've got my like all that stuff. So I mean, I'm sure you could do it too in the other stuff. I just know like in Discord you can switch your cams and have a bunch of different screens popped up and.
Yeah, it is definitely cool. Like just doing more than recording myself in Zoom or with my cell phone. Like having OBS unlocked now. The sky's the limit. I'm in the way though, so like there's a lot of barrier between us and the sky. But I feel like today's a step though. Today's a step.
Yeah, you just gotta do it. We'll figure it out.
I don't really have this one low enough that I can get away like I did with the other one. This guy's probably gonna go to the bench with Electabuzz to go off camera for further something. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely gotta figure out some videos and editing and all that stuff. Make some content for the masses instead of for the group of people that like to watch this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if this type of content in the Pokemon world would ever get big enough. I think you just kind of gotta go with everyone else and do openings and maybe add in some vlog type stuff. But
yeah, I know James and Cam were talking about yesterday in their live. No one's really doing like the card show thing, like just going to a card show. Java Akuma did do one for I was on his channel a few weeks ago, but he did one for Charlotte. But like he's quite a small channel, so probably not as many people saw it. Shout out Java Akuma, go check him out. He vlogged Charlotte a little bit, but I don't really watch that from sports cards guys at all. I think some people out there do, and some people out there are kind of hungry for that. So maybe when you go to the National, try to just going through like boxes of cards, trying to find cards to grade. I don't know.
Yeah. I was thinking about getting, so there's a streamer backpack for people that stream like in real life content and will like walk around cities or whatever. So there's like essentially just like a backpack that's set up with, you know, external batteries, and you get your own hotspot and everything, and you just walk around and stream. And I was thinking that would be cool. But it's, you know, obviously really expensive to do something like that. And
ooh,
I guess if I just set up like my camera to stream on YouTube, it would be fine.
This is one of those ones. I don't think I did this, but I could have. But there's an indent down here. It honestly could be from a piece of plastic. But it was a CGC 8.5, so it could have had this. This one might have to go back to CGC now because it's got that dent. Wow. That's probably what made it the CGC 8.5. But honestly, the size of it and the weird placement of it, it could have been from a piece of plastic too. So it's hard to say. But that one's definitely not going to PSA because it's a 6.
Sell it raw.
Problem is, it won't go raw well either. It'll just get returned, probably.
Yeah, Desi, there's a ton of people that go to the National. It's pretty hard to walk through sometimes, especially on like Friday or Saturday, Sunday. It gets packed.
Yeah, it's like, I wish something would just happen. Like there are tiny shows near me. I was out.
There's a ton out in the east, like northeast. Yeah.
Like, I think there's a ton everywhere. Like even like I went to a mall. I was out visiting a college friend in Albany, like an hour and a half from me, and we went to a mall. They had an aquarium. We went there with my kids, and or maybe
the American Dream Mall.
I might be mixing two trips together. No, I think there was an aquarium though out there. But anyways, I was at a mall. We were going to get something to eat, like after going to an aquarium or something. And in the middle of the mall, like there was just a card show, which was like 4 tables. But there was like a Pokemon box. I had my kid pick out 2 singles, and I actually bought like a little the Walmart MetaZoo hanger thing. Somebody had one of those. Nice. So I spent like $20 at a table, talked to the vendor a little bit. And I'm between Syracuse and Albany. Like both of those are very manageable same day drives. I think almost every weekend between one of the two, there's like something going on. But a lot of those shows would be like literally 4 tables.
Here in Jersey, there's multiple shows every weekend somewhere.
Yeah,
it's insane how many shows are out here.
And a lot of them are probably tiny, but like if you're only driving an hour to go, you can justify going. Like you're not going to fly across the country and get a hotel for a 10-table show. But if it's an hour drive and you're just like killing a half of a Saturday or something, it's reasonable.
Oh, confirmed. Spectator badges will be available for sale tomorrow.
Is that Worlds?
For the Pokemon Worlds.
Nice. Breaking news, guys. Oops.
Shout out to, who's that? Pete That Shoe, your average player.
Oh, is that?
This is one of their friends that's playing, got some info.
Are they letting us know in chat, or is that from Instagram?
He let me know in my chat earlier when I was streaming and just sent me the info.
Nice.
I just don't feel that in 2020 everybody was planning on going. Now, from what I know, very few people are planning on going.
Well, part of it is like it's the same weekend as Long Beach, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so there's an alternative, I guess, which much cheaper. Well, not even that much cheaper at this point. Alternative.
London,
just a little bit.
Yeah, London is hard. I'm definitely not going. I'm not going to Long Beach either. For me, like the sweet spot is probably 3 events a year, maybe 4 if a fourth comes up. But Long Beach is a long ways away.
I have to look at flights. I have a free place to stay. I just have to get a flight. Let's see. When is it? Are you going to any more shows?
Denver.
Okay.
Definitely Denver.
Yeah, my old college roommate's out there, so I'll be going to hang out with him and stopping by the show for a day or two. Or a day. We'll see.
I'm trying to get like a little bit off center. I'm trying to get your box straightened out with the chat. I think it is now. Annoying me, it was a little bit off. And I had a little bit of black showing on the edge too.
August 20th? So I can fly in the 19th, leave on the 22nd, sure. Oh, holy one stop, non-stop is $500.
There we go.
One stop, 13-hour flight. Overnight layover, $350.
Yeah, that sounds miserable.
I think I'll pay the extra $150 to...
Sounds like a good expenditure. Do a couple of these prime 8.5. I just, from back in the day years ago when PSA was handing those out for no good reason, even at CGC it feels a more valid grade because like they actually, like the bell curve, they use the 8.5 grade. At PSA it's just like they have a bad day, they want you to have a bad day, so they throw one at you.
I still have my legendary collection Charizard Hollow that I pulled in an 8.5 PSA slab.
Crack it.
It honestly, like, it deserves an 8.5. That's the problem. It's not an 8, it's not a 9. It's the right grade.
I've had like 1 or 2 that felt like, okay, I see it. But the way that PSA uses it, it won't, like, I cracked some of them, and they either got an 8 or a 9. One of them got, I think out of the 50 plus that I cracked, it was a Venusaur. I forget if it was it a base unlimited Venusaur maybe? Went from an 8.5 to a 10.
Jesus.
But I never had an 8.5 repeat. Nick said, try checking into flights late Tuesday night. He just got his for 600 nonstop round trip.
Tuesday night, leaving Tuesday night? Well, I have...
Nick.
Wait, is the show start Saturday? I can fly in Friday night and leave Monday morning for 5:06.
Collecticon's usually just, Saturday, Sunday, right?
No carry-on bags? I don't need that. I don't need that.
That's how most of mine are. I usually can do a weekend trip, like especially if I'm not vending, just with a backpack.
Yeah.
You can fit 40 PSA slabs and then a weekend's worth of clothes.
Yeah, I don't do much buying and selling at Collecticon, so I don't typically bring any cards.
You gonna hook me up with some more Evo inventory if you buy out someone's table again? Remember that? You sold me a bunch of WotC hollows.
Was that, did I sell... When did I do that?
I think it was after the National. I think you bought out on like Sunday afternoon. I think you bought,
right.
Yeah, you bought a big collection. Shinings, you kept a handful of the nicer stuff for grading.
Yeah.
But it worked perfectly for me for like for Evo inventory.
Yeah, you made me break even, and then I kept like 3 shiny Magikarps, 2 shiny Gyarados, a Lugia, some other things.
Look at
deal with that pretty good.
Look at all this. I'm gonna dump out my shard bag.
Shards. Charlie's here. Let's go.
Oh man, I believe the party actually doesn't start till I walk in. This is okay. We're definitely going with at least every other week. We got 84 watching.
Yeah, this is awesome.
At least every other week I'm going to be doing this. If not, maybe I'll be able to do it every Wednesday or something.
Dude, I have over 5,000 subscribers and I had 15 people watching me.
It's that regularity. I've been pumping out 2 to 3 videos a week for I think since I started my channel. I don't think I've impressed myself with that.
Yeah, I gotta start putting out some videos. I need some ideas, chat. What do you guys want to see? I have one idea. And it has to do with mystery packs, which crush it for PokeRev, so I figured I would do that. But maybe I'll just copy PokeRev's channel to a T.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, I mean, look at Deep Pocket Monster too. He does a lot of the mystery things. He does does he
still put out like 1 video a week?
I don't know. I was just looking at his thing though the other day because Ernesto's made my last 2 thumbnails, and I hate how much the thumbnail matters because mine are always terrible.
Oh, yeah.
And the ones that work are terrible too, but they've got to be terrible in the right way. And
yeah.
I doubt Pat Flynn is going to be watching this Deep Pocket Monster. Shout out to him though. He uses the same face in a lot of them. He has an Etsy. He buys custom cards from Etsy, and it's the same face that he just uses over and over with a picture of the new custom card from Etsy. Clearly, he knows what he's doing. What did he get? 100,000 subscribers in no time at all. I don't think he's going to take offense to me saying, but reusing the same thumbnail, the same face. I think they all do it. They just take 10 different face shots, and then their editors copy paste the same reaction faces. That's the formula. Yeah. That's the recipe. So
yeah, you just need to once you set your set, it's a work, obviously tedious work to get that set up, but it's not that much, and then you can you just reuse it.
Yeah.
Reuse, repeat, recycle.
Yeah. And yeah, you just buy a different mystery box once a month. Do that once a month, and then you need to pick 4 different repeating themes that you just do once a month, and then you only need to mix in an original new video once a week or something.
Yeah.
Java Akuma says he has a folder of 30 reaction faces. And he just cycles between them. Yeah, that's what the pros do. I think if you go to I mean right now the biggest, one of the hotter biggest channels is PokeRev, and he definitely does that. Pat Flynn is definitely the hottest, newest, fastest growing, and he's doing that. So I mean, look at the guys who are doing it best, and then just emulate it. Right. Put your own spin on it.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but PokeRev is the #1 PokeTuber by a huge margin.
As far as yeah.
It is he is flown by, honestly, Fleeheart, everybody.
Yeah.
He is huge.
Yeah, Ray just said in chat, I damaged which slab? That Vileplume. I next week, if say I do another cracking stream next Wednesday, the thumbnail could definitely be me holding the card. I just hate the one that Ernesto took for I didn't do a picture for that. He just grabbed it out of one of my lives at some point. But if I did this, just have that on screen, and then that's how the thumbnail game works.
Thumbnails for daily live stream is another issue. I know the big time streamers just have the same thumbnail they put up every single time. but I don't know how much that's enjoyed by my viewers.
Yeah.
It looks like a nice like thumbnail into that card.
Yeah.
I almost said my entire credit card out loud today on stream too as I was entering it in to my PSA submission.
That's one thing that scares me about lives, and like I've done quite a few with Jake now. Shout out Pokenomics. And I did the one myself for the first time a few months ago, but like Nick and I do Poke Flips every other week. We're on like episode in the 30s. I don't think we've ever had to cut anything out of the middle of a thing. Like we've never accidentally showed personal information. We've never said something stupid that had to come out. But like some part of me always worries a little bit that this is just live and it's up there and I share the wrong window or I just say something stupid or I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what it could be.
Plenty of stupid things that I should have taken out, but I just leave it in because I'm too lazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Pokemartin says I have to have the players in hand for my thumbnail. So I did it wrong. See, that's how bad of a YouTuber I am. Let me get
Alright, I got my flight to Los Angeles.
Ready? It's got to be like this. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know the YouTube game well enough, but I'm trying to get there. You need to cut up lives and post individual 8-minute videos and make lives unlisted. That's probably a decent strat. Like stream it live and then just pull it down later and then release it as like I could probably turn damaging the Vileplume into a short. Even I did that off camera though. I should have done that on camera. you pull out like a couple shorts and a couple like 8 or 10 minute clips of good sections.
Well, that's the Gary Vee way, right? Make a podcast and get 50,000 pieces of content from it.
Yeah. We got PK in the chat now too. He does everything live. I don't think he pre-records anything.
Yeah.
He just talks to the camera for like an hour.
Yeah.
And chats there the whole time. Just amongst themselves.
If you have Ryan on live, many terrible, stupid things will get said.
Yeah, that'd be scary. PK is doing that podcast with Ryan. Rev has hopped in a couple times. I've got some Masakis, but I got to make sure they don't have Masaki marks before I crack them open.
So there's a Beckett 9 Shadowless Zard on Yahoo Japan. That's 0.5 away from a Gem Knit Beckett for $4,700.
Going for it?
Very tempting. Very, very tempting.
I love this. Like in my mind, I always group together the Indigo Plateau and the Burn Tower.
Yeah.
Like this was in the harsh days of CGC 379 cert. This is a PSA 9, if not a PSA 10.
There's a lot of Japanese cards I have that are in CGC slabs that are easily PSA 10s.
Yeah.
CGC 9s. It's that surface, man. Like, how is that 8.5 centering?
I don't know.
No sense. Like, yeah, it's a little bit off right to left, maybe top to bottom. But not 8.5 worth.
And I haven't cracked any PSA slabs yet. I actually do have some. I'll have to fish some of those out next. But yeah, this card, I would be shocked if it wasn't a PSA 10, honestly. It's a PSA 9 or a PSA 10, like 99%, but it's probably a 10. Chat is used to getting ignored. We entertained ourselves. Put the Vileplume on TikTok and get a bunch of views. I lost my card savers. Oh, there they are.
I do have one Pokemon Capri Sun juice. I was going to save it for Ryan, but we'll see.
This Masaki Alakazam says 6. Oh, okay. I was going to say, it doesn't look like it has a Masaki mark, but it does have a ding down at the bottom. Honestly, I feel like this one's going to get cracked, though, because it's an early CGC cert with subs. I feel like this one can go to like a CGC 8 without subs. Maybe not, though. That's a pretty bad... Oh, never mind. That's not a Masaki mark. That's a whole corner bend. Holy, that is ugly. That's deserving of a CGC 7.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
It's like they put a rubber band on that envelope.
Yeah, I think that's unrelated to the distribution method. I think that's just like someone cranked on the corner of it somehow. Who knows? Maybe it was me. It's bad, though. That one feels fully optimized. That one is not in need of optimization. It's already doing its best work. Shout out Sakari. We had him on the podcast last year. I think he's the reason that I know of this promo. Lost Remover. Obviously, it doesn't have a Pokemon in it, but it just gives you, it almost gives you like the mysterious pearl type vibes. Like it's some kind of piece of jewelry type looking thing. It's a pretty card. Cool colors.
Oh.
I feel like this one's probably, I mean, it's a CGC 9. It's probably a PSA 10. I forget what I sold one for, but I sold a CGC 9. I think it's a couple $100. It's nothing crazy, but I'm sure it's worth quite a bit more on PSA 10.
What's it called?
Lost Remover. And it's 057 LP, so it's a legend promo, just like the Burn Tower and Indigo Plateau.
There's a 10 listed for 900 OBO, 9 listed for 600 OBO, Raws from Japan for 180. Let's see, a 10 sold at auction for 260. 250 and a 9. It's the same. It's the same guy.
A 10 went for 260 and a 9 for 250?
Well, the 10 was an auction and the 9s were buy it nows. But there's only, it looks like the same guy. He just has, who is this? Oh, it's Aizen. Yeah. Looks like he auctioned off a 10 and got 260. On May 8th.
Yeah, that's a little too like niche, I think, too obscure to auction.
Yeah.
Let's see if I have a base first that I can do.
Ooh.
Like this Nidoking's an 8. And it's an 8. Like it's, look at that corner alone. It's got enough going on to make it an 8.
Well, worth to get it in the PSA slab, I'm sure.
I don't know.
No. Are you gonna go upcharged?
It'd get upcharged at 18 almost surely. I feel like that one's just going to live in a CGC. That'll probably be my PC one, honestly. Like, the front is nice and clean, but the back, if the back is what makes it an 8 and the front's super clean, like that's my wheelhouse. Like this Zapdos too. Beautiful from the front, good centering. I mean, I'm sure the hollow's not perfect, but then what made it an 8 is like is that back corner, that whitening. And I'm sure at PSA this would be an 8 as well. So those are going to be PC cards, which is fine. For Alligator is going to be an 8 as well.
I'm still sitting on one heavy first at base pack.
Oof.
That I paid $800 for.
Crack it. We got
crack a pack? It's just in a pack. It's just a pack.
Oh. Wait, you got you got a heavy, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, open the pack.
Oh, open pack.
Come on, we got 80-something viewers here.
I'm waiting for the right moment.
Feels right to me, because I have no skin in the game. And, well, actually I do. Like, you open a Zard here on my channel, that's helping me out.
It's 100,000 views.
I got a dark Vileplume I could give you for the trouble. Back to some WotC first edition hollows.
Hey, I'm wondering if I should start my streams later in the day. I started today at like 11. And the past 2 days before today, I started at like 1, and they definitely had a few more viewers in it. But I know when I started in like the early morning, it did okay. Like I would get like 40 or 50. So it's just kind of weird.
Rusty asked how many I cracked. How long have we been live? I don't even know where I can see that.
85 minutes.
So in an hour and a half, I did 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26. I can do it much faster.
That are on the bench.
Oh yeah, I have 3 benches now, and then the one I destroyed. So I did 30. I'm doing like 1 per 3 minutes, 20 an hour. Sad thing is, that's probably gonna pay me like a good hourly wage, even at 20 per hour. But I could definitely do triple this speed if I wasn't on camera and chatting. But this is so much better. Like, obviously, it's worth the lower productivity.
Helps get through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, peek that shoe. I don't think Dan's setup is perfectly set up yet for guests, so that's why I sound like I'm Kylo Ren.
Yeah, John's coming out of my speakers, and note that these are like USB speakers that were probably $15 back in college. So 15 years ago, they were $15. And then it's coming into the back of my Blue Yeti, which I did do. Like, normally I have it set up for one person, sound coming from one side. I set up the Blue Yeti for like bi-directional sound or whatever, you know?
Nice, yeah. Yeah, I used to have a Blue Yeti.
So I know a little.
To the Elgato Wave.
I feel like I know just enough to be dangerous. But no, if anyone else ever wants to do a live stream and you live out in the woods, I know how to fix OBS so that as long as you have like 1 to 1.5 megabits per second upload, you'll be good to go.
It's astounding that you're even able to stream.
Yeah, like right now I just went red because I just went to like 700 kilobytes per second. But generally I'm in the green at like 1300 to 1500.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for this type of content, it fits perfect. I have overkill for... Yeah, I got this fantastic, complete in-box Game Boy Color Japanese trading card game. Got the registration mail-in card.
It's funny. Mason said I had lag spikes right as I was complimenting my internet because, like, the whole time I've been doing this, and it actually just went red again. It had been green almost the whole time, and like when I'm looking at it, it turns red. So I'll stop looking at it.
That's funny. I think this is in the original packaging too. It is. I love this Game Boy Dragonite. It's got to be one of my favorite cards of all time.
The green shiz Josh asked if I'm cracking any amazing rare Kyogres. I don't know if you know Josh, the green shiz. I was on his channel months ago. Cool guy. Hope to meet him in Denver at Collecticon. He's one of those crazy people who will pay like $500 for a $1 card in a CGC 10 Perfect Slab. I think he has one black label. I think he has yeah, he's roasting me too. He said my wife turning on a toaster would make it go red. That's probably what happened. She's probably toasting the kids some like toaster strudels for snack.
Well, the green shiz, I have a lot of pristine 10s that you can buy off me.
Yeah, I'm here we go. Let's see if I can find them. I have all these raw. I'm sure one of these is a black label. So I have 10 of them. If one's a black label, it's worth $500. I'll give you these 10 for $50. What a deal. What a guy I am. I do like amazing rares are kind of sickening how low they are. I do have a pristine here. Or yeah, I forgot I have this camera now too.
Sickening. You get what, 2 or 3 per box, and
well, it
was printed in the highest printing time ever. And
like these slabs I cannot list on eBay because CGC 9 amazing rares are like $15, and I'd rather sell them to my bulk buyer at 12. But like I don't want to sell them for 12. These cards are beautiful. I love the amazing rares, and PSA 10s of some of them are like $20. And they're not selling, which is insane. Like, in many respects, it's the way it should be, but it is kind of crazy too. Like, I'd much rather have a PSA 10 Amazing Rare than a PSA 10 Sword Shield 50. I mean, it's choosing between two pretty bad things, but PSA 10 Sword Shield 50 is still going for 40, and a lot of these PSA 10 Amazing Rares are going for 20.
Yeah, I don't know if the amazing rares were happening. Too many people made that play. That's the problem.
And I'm glad I didn't. I sent a handful to CGC, but I didn't send any to PSA.
Like that was a card that a lot of people thought they were smart, being one of the few. But I think that might be one of the mostly the heavily invested modern set subsets out there.
I think some people paid like 50 to grade them, and some of them honestly that paid 50 probably panned out better than the ones who paid like 20 because they turned it and burned it and probably got 100 for them before they tanked. That's why, like, I sent some Greninja Gold Stars kind of as like a meme, kind of a joke. I love the card, but to send it at 18 is crazy. The PSA 10s are still selling for like 100 right now, but a year from now, that might be 20. Probably should be 20, because the raw card is 2. They are tough though. Like I have 400 of them, and I didn't look through all 400 to send the 7 that I sent, but I probably looked through 100, and 80 of them were 8s or less, and 7 of them probably have a chance. Yeah. Probably the 7 that I sent were the only ones out of 100 that had a chance at a 10. And maybe I got a bad batch of them, I don't know. Mason mentions that he's hearing his own Discord blips on my live.
Yeah, I wonder how many amazing rares are sitting in limbo at PSA still.
I don't even know how to turn off the Discord notification sound.
No idea.
Oh, here we go. I think I'm finding it. There we go. They're all disabled. You won't hear yourself anymore, Mason. I know if I don't disable it, now that Mason's pointed it out, I'm going to get like 50 people in the chat DMing me on Discord. We got Retro in the chat now too. Oh yeah, Retro. I had one of you a little bit ago. There we go. There's Retro Specs in the chat. These 8.5 Scream cards kill me because like I know they're not all gonna be 10s, but a lot of them are gonna be 10s.
That's where you're gonna make all your money, is the Screams.
Yeah, my 10 like selling these. I took some of these 8.5s to Charlotte. All the 9s I had sold. Or maybe I didn't. I think I took a couple 8.5s to Orlando, and I only took 9s to Charlotte. But the 9 sold for like 100 to 150, depending on which one it was. And then, yeah, the 8.5s, like on eBay, to be low list on eBay, it'd probably be $80. It's like lower than I buy them raw. But I'm going to cross to PSA. It's going to get a 10, and I'm going to sell it for 200.
That might be the play, then buy them like that. Why aren't you buying those?
But there's so many things that, like, I know I should be doing, and I'm not, because like I have so much other stuff to do. Somebody just recently was talking about that. Maybe it was James and Cam again. Like there's a million things I know I could be doing to make money, but I just have the other things that I need to do, and that's why I'm not getting to all of them. I don't know. It's crazy out there. It's a huge market. Like I'm such a tiny part of the market. I'm confident going into like the whole quitting the job thing and doing this for almost a year now full time. I'm confident that Pokemon could go down a ton from here and I can still do really, really well. Oh, there's James in the chat actually. Because the market is just so massive. I mean, 9.1, it wouldn't be a video if I didn't say 9.1 billion cards. Just shows you how massive the hobby is. Or your video's frozen, I think. Okay, there you go.
Was it really?
When so on my other monitor, I minimized it. If I minimize it, you go away or you like freeze.
Oh, gotcha.
But you're back now.
So you gotta keep me refresh the background.
Yeah.
What classics?
Yeah, we got classics here now. We got the Zard Hunter, who's I met him at Charlotte BG Cards.
Oh yeah.
Brad's a cool dude. Sorry, Earth. Yeah. I don't know if you watch Pokeflips or not, but I wouldn't fault you for not watching a whole 4-hour video. At one point in the Pokeflips with James and Cam, ZNG Emporium, we were talking about like how much waste there is in this hobby. 9.1 billion cards printed. How many forests were destroyed for that? Then all the packaging, all the plastic it's packaged in. The plastic that I'm cracking right now, to put them in a card sleeve, to put them in a card saver, to put them in more plastic. It's really sickening. And at one point, it's like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m., whatever time it was. I was just like, oh yeah, this is what I did. My sister earlier in the day, she had broken down like cases and cases of the Battle Academy cards. So I fanned out like the handful of cards that mattered. I don't have many more because I sent them to Troll and Toad. But I was like, yeah, I just filled a 50-gallon, 45-gallon recycling bin, and here's what I have to show for it. Sorry, Earth. Oh, it was funny. Oh, again, I don't know. I don't know if I did that.
That's somewhere in the hobby where you can make a lot of money. If you could figure out a way to save plastic for all these guys.
Yeah, I don't know if I did this, but this Rowlet has a bad indent on the bottom. The surface was an 8.5, so maybe I did just do that.
Oh. It looks very similar to the other one.
Yeah, I might have done that.
On the Charizard.
The issue... I need to be more careful, I guess, as I keep going.
Well, it could be like... as you're cracking it open, a shard's getting stuck in there.
And then I let it reclose.
And you let it reclose.
Yeah. Yeah, so there goes another card potentially that I screwed up. It's still worth something. I don't know what, but ooh, here's one I don't want to mess up. Rayquaza level X.
Ooh. Well, maybe you'll get enough ad revenue to make up for it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Don't forget to click that affiliate link below. Help crowdfund these cards I'm destroying.
I forgot about if you go to your YouTube like live managing page or whatever for your lives, you can click an ad button to run ads.
Oh really?
Yeah. I forgot to do that today.
This one's gonna have to go. So it'll just like pause. Like people will stop seeing me and they'll just see an ad and then they'll come back 30 seconds later or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
Yeah, Rayquaza is going to the bench because I'm not going further with that one right now.
Oh, that's scary. Do you think getting some sort of like tweezers to grab these cards and pull them out is a reasonable?
Tweezers sound scary. There might be something that would work for that. Like a rubber tipped. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, get some tweezers, dip them in some sort of a solution to make them rubbery or soft, and then you can grab those cards and pull them.
Sorry for the loud noises. I was just chucking empty slabs. As long as you get it low enough, you can do it easy enough with your fingers. Like that one I just did, the Absol cracked at the back, but I was able to get him out easy.
Yeah, I think you got to do both corners on the expensive ones.
I should start. Yeah, let me start doing both corners for like the next batch and see if I have that. Maybe I won't have that as much. I'm being lazy and shortcutting. Yeah, go bottom corner. It's risky, but then take the side off. That's just so close to the card. It's scary.
Yeah.
I'll have to take them out to the workshop and I'll find... I did once. I took a grinder with a cutoff wheel and I just went down. I was thinking about going around the whole thing, but that generates so much heat that it like melts the plastic back together. I was like cutting the plastic and then re-welding it as I went around.
That's funny.
Oh, let's do this cracked ice Blastoise. It could be a PSA 8, but it could be a PSA 9 as well. Do both corners. Oh, I think I remembered why I don't like both corners. Because like as I just went across to the other corner, it started breaking even quicker, lower. Yeah, like I'm done already. I just got wrecked on that one. I'm like literally not even into the card.
You also crack way more than I do.
Do I?
Like
down vertically?
No, like I'll just take one snap off the corners. You take off 3 snaps.
Maybe I do too much.
So maybe are you weakening the plastic or like I think you might be taking too much off, maybe? Is that a thing?
I don't know, maybe. I should do a couple PSA slabs. Yeah, bandsaw. I've thought about a bandsaw. I think there's just way too much mess with that too. Like you're almost definitely going to get plastic bits inside the case before you're done. and you'll deal with a little bit of melting too. I think you need a really, really fine-toothed one. Definitely wouldn't want to do one for cutting wood. It'd have to be one for cutting metal. But then it's just going to get gummed up. That's I did it with like a porta band. I don't have an actual bandsaw, but I did it with like a porta band.
You got to get the cutters that I have.
This Blastoise is a PSA 7, and I don't know why. Maybe we just take it out and then find out, or maybe I make it into a 3 or something.
That's what I did with mine. I looked at a few of them, and I didn't want to even spend it. They were 6s and 7s, and it wasn't even worth selling at that price. I would rather sell them raw.
Yeah.
So I just stopped looking at them. And I just cracked them.
That's where I'm at on this. Cause this one I pack pulled. I know. And a pack fresh is not always mint. We know that, but let's see. We got it out now.
Mason, do you have the same cutter? Like, I found this one at my Ace Hardware, and it's perfect. It's so easy to snip off a corner, and it's consistent.
Like what kind of players or cutters? Like mine are just wire cutters. I've seen some people do it with, like, I think the Green Shiz use like vice grips, and I think Pat Flynn uses like, oh, okay, yours are oh, there's a name for that. My dad's like a mechanic fabricator. I should know what more of these things are called. What are those called?
I have no idea.
I can't open up a new browser because then it will cover up the chat.
It's also great, like these ones too, when I do crack a corner, the majority of the plastic stays in it.
Oh, so it doesn't fly everywhere?
Yeah. So these have been perfect. And I'm telling you, dude, the butter knife is a great way to go about it.
The screwdriver is doing fine by me, I think, but I feel like, I don't know.
I think that I'm pretty sure the pressure that you put with the screwdriver when you're opening it up is the surface is so small, that's why it's cracking.
The Zard Hunter said that's a pinchy tool. That must be the proper name for it.
Like when I use the butter knife and just turn it, it's got a much bigger surface that it's touching. So it's not putting all the pressure in one spot and causes those cracks. That I'm making this up.
Yeah.
I went to school, so
I
it
think
makes sense in my mind.
Someone used the type of cutters, and I think they're called like why can't I think?
An end cutter, says Irish iPhone tutorials.
Like I've seen someone use like anvil cutters. Yours are called end cutters, I think. I think they're just called end cut players. Yeah. Yeah, you literally just said that, but I found it on my phone. There's anvil cutters. I've seen someone use what I would use to cut like PVC tubing or even PVC pipe, like 1-inch PVC pipe. And I don't think those would, like, I have some. I could try it. Maybe next Wednesday I'll do another cracking stream, and I'll bring I'll figure out a system for these, and I'll follow up. I'll say, okay, once you screw it up like this, here's how you fix it. And I'll just do like, what's the best tool that exists for cracking slabs. I'll have 6 different tools to do some science. I do have 2 8 Zards as well, 1999 to 2000. And
I'll be there and I'll annoy you while you're cracking and make sure it's the same.
Yeah. Like these ones, again, they were pack fresh. Pack fresh doesn't mean you're going to get a 9 or higher, but I cannot sell these as 8s because they look like at least 9s. And honestly, they look like 10% chance I get a 10. And a PSA 10 fourth print Charizard would be insane. I sold some years ago. I probably graded like 3 of them, but I'm gonna do one of these now. Sequential certs, 8s.
Oh boy, good luck. I pulled 2 Charizards from that guy's packs. Only one of them had the date. It graded a 9, and I sold it for $1,100 before the boom, which was significantly higher than the regular 9 at the time.
I sold 10s for like $5,000, and this was when base unlimited 10s were like 1,000 or 2,000. Like I sold them at a hefty premium before PSA labeled them. And this one's cracking ugly.
Does that guy still have packs?
I haven't talked to him in a long time. I'm not sure. This one cracked really ugly and scary. I don't think I did anything to the card.
Oh boy.
But yeah, that's a minty fresh. The top corner's got silvering. But I graded a lot of 10s with this much silvering back in the day. It feels pretty clean for an 8. I mean, it feels really clean for an 8. So I think that was a good crack. And this one, it's not going to go for $18. I'm definitely going to have to do a higher dollar service.
And I also think that you'll get, if you do the higher services, you get a closer look at the cards and usually a more consistent grade.
Still 90 people watching.
That's amazing, dude. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. Definitely exceeding my I'm underperforming my expectations as far as like how bad I'm doing cracking. But it's been fun to do it live. Exceeding my expectations as far as like how many people are here and how lively chat is.
Yeah.
Yeah, many mint Watsy Hollows have been sacrificed for the regrade gamble. If people bought cards, I wouldn't have to do this, but the market is making me do this. Like, if I destroy 10% of the cards I crack, which I'm way less than 10%, it's very profitable to do it. And you know what? Like, it lowers the pop, it lowers how many are out there if I destroy one. So, like, it makes the ones that I didn't destroy worth even more, right?
That's true.
Oh. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here's a BGS. BGS, no symbol Jolteon. Let's see if it actually could be a 10. I just don't even want to sell a BGS card to begin with. Like, it's not a 10. I probably shouldn't crack it.
Yeah, I bought this first ed Ninetales from Logan Paul's stream the other day. It's a 9. It's so off-center. It's awful. It's a really clean card, but it's just so off-center.
I had a Sabrina's Gengar somewhere. BGS. I think I have it. Nope, I don't.
I have a decent amount of back at first ed base. When are we opening the MetaZoo packs? So you're going to be one of the few people cracking open MetaZoo and selling singles?
I'm going to try it. I've actually never done like a true mass box break of anything, even in Pokemon. Like back in the day, the most I ever cracked was probably 2 or 3 cases. So I'm going to be cracking 100 boxes. Actually, that just reminded me. I know it's a Pokemon thing, but I have MetaZoo Tops is weighable, which sucks, but I have 3 heavy boxes from my last batch. I'm going to quickly open these and see what first appearance cards I get.
What does that mean? So you'll get numbered cards?
Yep. They're like 4 grams heavier. I'll actually open one non-heavy one. I have a damaged non-heavy one, just to show you what they put in an attempt to make it not weighable, but they like did it wrong. So they thought enough to put a filler card, but then they like put a filler card that doesn't weigh as much as the hits, which is sad.
I've got this Venusaur. It's 0.5 away from Gen Mint on Beckett. It's also pretty dark. I might have to crack this one.
But yeah, I'll quickly do this, and then I'll get back to Pokemon cracking for like 10 or 15 more minutes. It is getting close to 4:30, which is quitting time. I've got a long podcast to record tonight. Yeah, Basic says MetaZoo hour starts now. Ask Dan anything. So the way they work, like here's a damaged box, so it's a light box. There's 5 packs, and the last pack I think is always going to have the hit. But like this one doesn't have a hit, so it has this red filler card. So it's like great, they have a filler card, which is going to make it so you can't tell if there's a hit. But the filler card weighs like 2 grams, and the hits weigh like 4. Or so I don't remember the exact numbers. It's unfortunate. And then the second to last hit, like I'm not even gonna weigh it. I think it's the second to last pack, always has the hollow on the front. So yeah, there's my hollow. So it's completely weighable and searchable. Honestly, the cards are like super glossy. I like the look, I like the feel. I like the cards a lot. But when you have a company like Topps, who's been making cards for how long? Like that, they put in an insert, but they put it in the wrong weight. Like this pack, it shouldn't have that red insert. It should just have my hit. Maybe I'm wrong.
So that Snallygaster is not a hit?
The hollow.
Or it's just a regular hollow?
So this was a heavy box. I'll have to open all the packs maybe and see where the hit comes. This one weighed heavy though, and I thought this one was going to have a first appearance, but maybe it won't. But yeah, the second pack always has your hollow. You only get 1 hollow per box, so let's see. Maybe that insert actually weighed the right amount. I wonder if this is like, maybe there were different print runs, and some of them are weighable and some aren't. How bad am I killing the viewers with MetaZoo? Still 87.
No, you're doing fine. I still have a few Nightfall and Wilderness boxes left.
So there it is. It's weird. They had a filler pack. So the first pack I opened had a filler in this box, and then it was the last pack that had the first sighting, which is super weird. Like, they didn't put the blank card in the same pack as the hit came in.
Mm.
So maybe they intended to do it right, and then they just did it. They screwed something up. I don't really know. But yeah, there's like a serialized Golden Bear, 57 out of 99. I'll probably send that at 18.
Those are selling pretty well.
I paid way too much for my Bigfoot.
Even your Bigfoot.
I want to say this is like a couple $100 at least. If it hits a 10, maybe more. But yeah, I should have 2 more first sightings. So if I had to guess, the first sighting should be here, and I should have a blank here. So I'll open the blank just to see if it's still there. Yeah, the blank is there, which I don't understand. I would have thought, like, that was the first sighting I've ever opened between both Topps releases. I would have thought this would have been where the first sighting goes.
I like MetaZoo. I did for a while. And now I just I kind of moved on to Cryptic for anything that's not Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z.
Chibi Cumberland Dragon. So yeah, the hollow's always in that second one, and now I'll do the first one. The first one from the front, the last one from the back. It all depends on which side you start on. But if this matches the last box, this should be my first sighting, and I actually do see it there. So yeah. We got another
They're
first
still not doing anything more than just out of 99, right? There's no 101s, 110s, 105s.
For the tops, the rarest I think is out of 99, and then they have like out of 999. I did open one of those. Oh, okay. But for like the for UFO, I don't think we know yet. It'll be interesting if they do lower parallels or not. Are
you able to get tops from the tops MetaZoo from your distributor?
No. I was able to get some through because I'm partnered with MetaZoo now, so they did offer it to us as part of the partnership. So this will be my one with the blank.
Gotcha.
This will be the hollow, and then this will be the first sighting. And it's almost like PSA pack rating to me. It's a shame that it's just like randomness, what grade they assign you at PSA. Like, I like this Topps MetaZoo product. I like a PSA graded pack, but it's a shame, like, the process. It's a shame how it works. Yeah. This Topps MetaZoo product, I really like the look and the feel of it. I like the cards. I like the art. I like the first sighting. That's a cool one, Big Bird. But it's just annoying. Like Topps has been around for so long. Like, how are they making weighable boxes still? Like, why are they not sorting that out? It is what it is, I guess. But hopefully they get it sorted by the next release. UFO Topps. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. But there was some leaks of numbered to 10 cards in UFO. Wow, I didn't even see that. That's crazy. I think I didn't get my hollow in that box. Maybe I grabbed the wrong pack, but
I mean, it's probably significantly more expensive to do all those different runs.
Like,
but I'm curious to why they didn't do it from the beginning.
Yeah, if
they do 1 of 10, 1 of 20.
I don't know.
Because I was excited when they did the Topps collab, but when I noticed they only did out of 99, I was very. And they
did out of 99. There's also out of 299 and then out of 999. So like out of 99 is the rarest. They do have multiple, but they only went that low. Maybe they go lower with future ones.
Yeah, you gotta have a 1-of-1.
If they do Topps UFO or even like real UFO 1-of-1, 1 out of 100,000 boxes. That's. Like, when they do flawless, like when they were doing that whole logo man hunt, how many flawless cases did they make? Like, do they say that?
People figure it out, I think, based off of certain, numbers. I don't know if Panini puts it out there, but I think it's fairly easy to figure out the max amount of boxes based off of, the numbering system of the base cards, or whichever card has the most, the highest serial number, out of 99 or whatever the highest serial number is. So, if they were to distribute things perfectly, and they had 100 base cards that were out of 100, that's 1,000 boxes or 10,000 boxes. So I don't know exactly how many, but.
There's another bad crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Basic said there's 12 different cards, each numbered to 10. Yeah, I just screwed up Arbok. But I didn't wreck the card. I only cracked it poorly. I'm really interested to do I've literally never done it even in Pokemon to do this, and hopefully I can get a lively chat. Maybe I'll get you or someone hanging out if they want to hang out and watch or crack some with me. I'm looking forward to it though. Just trying a 6-hour, 8-hour maybe. UFO cracking live stream. And then imagine hitting the old Scratch equivalent or hitting the red ink equivalent. That would be crazy.
What's the deal with the golden ticket?
The golden ticket was supposed to be redeemable for like, I think you can redeem it for and big. Redeem it for a Kickstarter box. He also said, and I don't know how he could work it out, but he said potentially having the gold one being redeemable for like some part of ownership, like some part of royalties or something. He's talking similarly with the NFTs, like the NFT tokens. Yeah. Should we crack this bad boy? Got my base first edition
8.5s.
I got an 8.
I'm watching Golden and Heritage. They're CGC 9s and 8s.
Oh, I gotta go bid on that. I haven't bid on those yet, but yeah, I have a CGC 8 Charizard, which is stronger than the 9 that I sold from PSA. I guess I can end with like a tease and foreshadowing of next stream. That's like the YouTuber way to do it, right?
I guess.
Be sure to check back next week or 2 weeks from now. I've got all these 8.5 base first edition hollows. I don't know that I'll crack them all, but some of these are going to be cracked. I'll do one. I'll have to do one today. We still got 84 people, so.
Yeah, there's a 7.5 on Heritage. First set base, CGC.
Charizard.
Could be a PSA 8, yeah.
Yeah, like this Alakazam. We might have to free this base first Alakazam. I don't know. 8.5 might be good, actually. It's hard to tell what's scratching on the case and what's scratching on the hollow, potentially.
Yeah. Very hard to tell. There's an 8.5 Venusaur on Heritage.
I want to see... Oh, yeah, that's where I screw up. Okay, I can't do a new window. So, I want to see what Alakazam goes for in PSA 8 versus PSA 9. I just want to see how much I'll lose if I downgrade it from a CGC 8.5. The low list on an 8 is, wow, 1,200. I would have thought it was lower than that.
I think it would sell for lower than that for sure.
Sold for 800 last. A PSA 8. PSA 9, 1,900. Let's see if there's a CGC 8.5. Nope. If I had to guess, though, like, I don't think anyone's paying much over PSA 8 money for a 8.5. I know when I bought it, I probably figured roughly PSA 8 money. The back has 2 specks of whitening, but the hollow might have scratches. Too risky. I can't do Alakazam. do the Machoke, Ernesto says. That one's too easy. That one's way too cheap. And it's way off center. It's probably an 8.5.
There's a good amount of first set base between Golden and Heritage. Well, there's like, I guess a set each, basically.
When does Golden end?
I think day and a half. So the 16th.
Could this centering get a 9, do you think? That bottom border is thick on this Poliwrath. It's gonna take you a minute. Ernesto wants me to crack the Charizard.
Oh wow, yeah, that's pretty bad.
It probably could get a 9 still, though, right? It does have some whitening.
These days, I don't know. I think it's enough.
These 8.5s
enough for them to do it 8.
Yeah, these 8.5s might all be fair. None of them might be 9s. Let me look at the 8s. Oh, the only 8's a Charizard. I have a lot of 9's though. Yeah, base first is just scary.
Scary to crack.
Yeah. I really like losing that Vileplume.
I just don't think. I mean, first at base, I feel like you can be patient enough that you'll.
That's the thing.
Pricing will be fine.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I really hate 8.5s though, irrationally. I'm gonna, I should crack this Poliwrath. It'll probably go to an 8, but let's see. We're cracking Poliwrath. Ooh, that one cracked clean. I had to do one base set first edition at least. Probably be my last one for the stream. Gonna have to wrap up in the next few minutes.
All right.
Yeah, look, that hollow is like beautiful. Definitely some whitening on the back. I mean, 8.5 felt reasonable and fair. It's either going to be an 8, maybe it'll get an 8.5 at PSA again. That'll be funny, but usually PSA either goes 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I think if it gets a PSA 8, it might just be the copy I keep in my personal collection. And then I downgraded from
for your personal one. Yeah, would you rather have a PSA 8 or a CGC 8.5 in your collection?
Honestly, I'd rather have it in a binder. I like looking at cards in binders anyway, so like maybe if this doesn't get the PSA 9, maybe it just gets cracked, and maybe I go real crazy and I start cracking them from my binder, like Rattle.
Yeah, I started putting some nicer shadowless and first ed hollows in my binder. Because they were all like PSA 4 and PSA 5s, and as I get some nicer ones, I'll upgrade them.
Well, let's see what the harvest was. We got a little bit of MetaZoo that wasn't cracked, but it was open. We got some big hitters. I mean, we got some 4th print Blastoise. We got 4th print Charizard. We cracked some pretty big stuff. I know my lighting is terrible. Kill my overhead light so that the glare isn't there. I do need to definitely work on lighting at some point.
Yeah, me too. Lighting's tough.
Like there's with my overhead light off, and I just have this ring light and then another light on my monitor.
Yeah, that's a good haul of cards right there.
Still alive? Don't you have a family you need to take care of? I work till 4:30 Eastern, so I've got 8 more minutes.
That's good. You have a pretty disciplined work schedule. What time do you get up?
Today I was bad because I knew I was going to be super late tonight. I started my day at like 9. A lot of times though, like my wife's a teacher, so she's off for the summer. We don't set alarms. Like she gets up whenever the kids wake up. On the weekends, I usually sleep till 9. She's up anywhere between 7 and 9 with the kids. But yeah, today our kids slept in till 8:30 or so I got up around 9.
Slept in till 8:30.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll ever stay that again.
Yeah. But yeah, I usually try like 8 to 4:30 are my default hours. When during the school year, my wife gets up, she's got to leave by like 5 after 8. Sitter comes here at 8, so I start right around 8 or 8:15. And then summer, I'm a bit more lax with it, and the occasional day the weather will just be beautiful, and we have like there's 2 zoos near us that we have season passes for. So sometimes just like midweek, it'll be, yeah, let's go to the zoo. Instead of going this weekend, let's just go on a Wednesday or a Tuesday when not as many people will be there.
Yeah, that's one of the great things from not having to be anywhere, be for their, not having a real job.
Yeah, and being able to go to the post office and the bank and stuff when, like, midday, you don't have to take time off to go. You just go whenever.
Yeah.
Pokey Martin wants me to make a spreadsheet video on all my predictions.
I've never done that in my life.
I really don't pre-grade that much. Like I'm pre-grading a little bit on what I'm cracking. So basically, if I crack the card, you can presume I thought the grade was going to go up. So if it was an 8.5, I thought it was a 9. If it was a 9, I thought it was some percent chance at a 10. But like, I know a lot of people when they pre-grade things like, oh, I think this is a 9. I think this is a 10. I don't ever see it like that. I always see it 70% chance at a 9, 30% chance at a 10. I always see it as like percentages. So I probably won't do that. But when I do a return, I'll do my best. Like, I don't know if these will all go off in one submission. I mean, they definitely won't because like some of them have to go higher tier. But I'll definitely keep all these labels. And when I get a return, I'll put the old label next to the new label, like as I show it. I think that'll be fun. Because like certain ones are harder, like the screams. If I crack, like I've got these raw ones to send, and if I send them in the same sub, it's like, oh, is that the one that was raw, or is that the one I cracked? It'll be hard to keep track of. But a lot of these are like one-off cards. So it'll be a little bit easier. Throw all the labels on screen for the end.
Yeah, I should probably grab the labels that I probably already threw in the trash.
I've never, I have every label I've ever cracked. I've never thrown one away.
Oh, really?
They're probably like all random places, but I don't send them in to fix the pop report because I really just don't care about the pop report. It'll probably trigger some people, but yeah, I hang on to them, and I need to, like, I have some next to me. I definitely have a couple.
I wonder if you were to send in all of them that you have, if they would even bother doing it. If you send in that many.
Honestly, they like shouldn't. They should focus on their backlog, and like they shouldn't care to throw them in a box and maybe get to them in a year or two when they're caught up. But yeah, I don't know. I'll have to find. I can think of a few stockpiles I have, but again, counting what I did today, I probably have done like 150 now. It's not like I've done thousands. I know, and I've seen some people who years ago were doing like hundreds a month, like a lot, much more than I've ever done. But yeah, and for me,
a really smart time to be doing it when you could grade for $6.
Yeah, but then it was like 9s were 30 and 10s were 100. Like it wasn't even. I feel like today the numbers are so much bigger, so it's worth it more.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, we're just about 4:30. We've got 82 in the chat. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate you hopping over and everyone bearing with me as I kind of figured out how to get everything on screen. But I think we got a pretty cool setup. The 2 face cams and the chat there, and I got to get like the sub count up there so I can give away.
Yeah, mine didn't work today.
I got to give away the cards that I damaged. But yeah, it's been a great stream. Thanks for hanging out, John. Thanks for hanging out, chat.
Hey man, had a lot of fun.
Definitely.
More. And
check out, it's just Radar on YouTube now, but then still Pokemon Radar on Instagram, I think.
Yeah.
So check out Pokemon Radar. He's going to be doing live streams more frequently than I do, but I'll definitely I might try for one a week. I might try. I post 2 or 3 videos a week. I might try to make one of them every week live. We'll see if I can keep up with that. If not, every other week I can definitely say that I'll do. So every 2 weeks, like, because the days that I'm doing a podcast, tonight I'm going to be on video with Nick for 5 hours. So that's tough, but
a low energy podcast.
Yeah, very low. Well, yeah, a lot of them end up fairly low energy with how late we go. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone hanging out, and I will catch you all later.
Cool. See you.